Falcon fans, and of course, good old Falcon fans. You already know what it is. You already know what to do. One time for the fan. What is it? Episode 237 or something. I think, man, we're already up there, Terry. It's going down in the major way. Falcon fans, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. What else? Spotify Podcasts. Man, we are everywhere. So big shout out to everybody in the chat checking in. Good morning to everybody here repping the Atlanta Falcons, and probably that one Jaguars fan who's probably in the chat getting ready to start hating on the Falcons. But it's preseason. It's preseason, Jarnell. So Falcon fans, Terry's lit. Big shout out to Bodie. Big shout out to Carrie. Big shout out to everybody with one time for the fan. Big shout out to everybody out here representing the Atlanta Falcons fan base. Is that the T. Will? Oh, that's the Kirko Frost. No, that's the Jamal. That's the Dirty Bird.
Bird, man, I'm just sitting down. I can't really rock back and forth. You know what I mean? It's not, but I'm getting in my Dirty Bird this morning because I'm excited about my Dirty Birds, man. I'm raring to go. There's so much to talk about this morning, Jack. So much. I think you're really gonna want to hear my "What's Bugging T. Will" segment, but I'll save it for that. I'll save it for
live. Chat is lit. What's Bugging T. Will the other night was amazing. So big shout out to Terry for the What's Bugging T. Will segment. That's actually pretty cool.
I really do. I think you're gonna want to hear it. But let's get into it, brother. How are you doing on this
doing good.
Friday, sir?
I'm doing good on this Falcon Friday. You know, I'm trying to stay.
Let's get it.
Trying to stay relaxed. It's preseason, in a couple of weeks when we play the Steelers, that Falcon Friday will be a little bit different. But I'm feeling good about this team. I'm feeling good about, everything that's happened over the summer. Of course, a lot of Falcon fans probably here in the chat agree. Terry, I'm about to say, was that moonshine?
Well, I'm originally from Alabama, but no. This is Red Bull. Just okay.
So you sipping on the Red Bull, huh?
I had to get it going this morning, probably why I'm a little hyped. I was so excited about this show this morning, man. I couldn't sleep. So I got my wake up juice. Probably gonna need some more later on during the day. But like I say, man, I'm just excited to talk Falcons football on a Friday. I felt like doggy doo-doo from Sunday through about Wednesday. So, I feel good. Which
you feeling better now? I know you was under the weather, so
feeling better, right? Unfortunately I'm not gonna be at the game because I don't want to contaminate anybody. This isn't COVID that I have, but man, this was pretty bad. I mean,
don't mention the C word.
The C word, my bad. Is the C word as bad as that man from New England, Kaiser Sose, to whom we don't like? Are they? Or is it worse? Like on the Jacko meter,
we're growing. We're growing in subscribers. I don't want to say too much about that. I would say, the old me would be like, yeah, but new me's like, nah. Right. But it's not up there on that level. It's not up there on that level. Jeff Wolf is in the chat. Dwayne Ruff is in the chat.
Jeff is saying, wake up. We finally got a tailgate sort of game. That's what's up, Jeff. Deke!
There's fans is going to be out there tailgating today, too, as well, Terry. So this is a part of being a fan.
Is the game? The game's tomorrow, right?
Game's today.
The game's today. Holy snikes!
The game's going on right now. No, I'm just playing. Game's at 7:00 tonight, Falcon fans. So I know some people will be out there tailgating, and enjoying this Falcon season that's upon us. Man, it's gonna be great. Dwayne Ruffins checking in from the West Coast. Dwayne, we must ask: is the sun up over there? We have to ask. Is the sun up over there where you're at right now?
I don't.
Good morning.
It's like what, 6:05?
Yeah.
It could it could be.
That California sun. Dwayne Ruffin said, "Good morning." One time for the fan. Let Terry cook. I feel something else is brewing. Also, wait, which Terry is cooking?
That's T-Will? Gonna be Terry F. Baby. Terry F. Baby.
Please no, say T-Will baby.
T-Will ain't cooking. I'm eating my wife's salmon croquet or salmon croquettes. But anyway,
nice.
So I'm snacking on that with Red Bull because it's going to be a long day. But like I say, man, I'm excited for it, bro. Let's get to it. Smooth 78 says, one time for the one time on the Falcons Friday. I can dig it. And what up, Deke?
Hold on now. Falcon fans talking Falcons football on a Falcons Friday. How about
That's,
that?
that's
Breakfast
right.
for one time for the fan.
Talking Falcon-ish on a
Now I
Falcon.
know we were supposed to have a guest here. I'm guessing Chef Matt might be joining us here shortly. If he doesn't, we definitely will get Chef Matt back on. He's very busy. You know, this is game day for Chef Matt.
Yeah.
So
Of
he's
course.
up preparing and doing a lot for the stadium. But
Cook
we
the
saw
food.
Chef Matt the last time he was on the channel, and he was running around so much. He definitely said he wanted to get back on the podcast soon. So we try to set it up for today. It's possible that he could join us here shortly. And if not, then we'll definitely get Chef Matt back on. But of course, I'll see Chef Matt later on when we go to the game. Because you know we're diehard Atlanta Falcons fans too as well. So big shout out to Chef Matt. No, he's doing, like I said, he does a lot for the stadium. And today is a big day with prepping and preparing for fans that the gates will be opening in what, 8 hours, 9 hours, right, Falcon fans? So just be prepared for that. T, you good?
I am good, sir. I am good. I wanted to do something in honor of Deshaun. As you guys know, he recently lost his mom. So he's normally our trivia guy. So I wanted to ask this trivia question. It is pertaining to hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What movie was Layla Rashawn's debut scene? It's a hip hop movie.
Mm-hmm.
In what movie was Layla Rashawn, or for those of you who don't know, Sunshine from Eddie Murphy, Red Fox, what's that movie? Harlem Nights.
Mm-hmm.
Sunshine, Harlem Nights. What movie was her first scene in? It was her debut scene. It was a hip hop movie. What movie was her debut scene? And this is in honor of Deshaun, like I say, who lost his mom recently.
Can you give us a hint at least of what era we're looking for, I guess, with the movies, or what?
Early 80s. Early 80s.
So if you're talking early 80s, I'm gonna say, like, I'm thinking like Breaking.
That is exactly right.
Oh, let's go.
You got it right. She is in the first scene where Ozone is doing his dance and he's doing his legs up like that, and it's like a real quick, but she's in there, And I've always I've been, prior to my wife, I've been in love with 3 starlets, and that would be Layla Rashawn, who my wife kind of looks like. My wife doesn't, but I do. No, I thought she knows this. I know. So this was Layla Rashawn, Miss Shantae Moore, Lord Jesus. Woo.
Okay.
And Miss Halle Berry. Right?
Halle Berry.
Yeah. But my wife, seriously, at least to me, she looks like Layla Rashawn. And of course, you know the story with my wife and how I was spellbound when I met her at Club 112, with the rotating room.
Hold on, you said real Atlanta? That's what you said?
Real
Atlanta?
Yeah, real Atlanta in a rotating room where you could get drunk and sit down, and don't worry, she passed. She'll be back around in about 20 minutes. No, because it rotated slow. Like, it wasn't fast. Like, I think the sundial's a little, but what the hell was that? Oh, okay. Anyway, but yeah, man, let's go. Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. Carrie, Miss Carrie, good morning. Please hit the like, subscribe button. That's right. What up, Jamal? Yo.
I think StreamYard might be StreamYarding, but it's all right, Falcon fans. We're good. Jamal D's in the chat. Adrian Johnson's in the chat. Big shout out to Adrian Johnson.
What up?
You good, T-Will?
Am I freezing?
It was like choppy for just a second, but StreamYard's just StreamYarding. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Falcon fans. We'll be all right. We'll all get through this together. Chase is in the chat. DFU's in the chat. Yo, good morning, my boys. Rise up.
Chase.
It's game day. Chase is ready for game day. I know everybody over there at DFU is ready for game day too as well. Carrie's in the chat. That Red Bull is giving T-Will wings today.
Hey, I'm like Marcell Ozuna. When he hits the home run and he's like that. Yeah, I'm like Marcel today. I'm getting my Red Bull. because it's gonna be a long day. Jack, I did not sleep last night, man. So what it was, my daughter is going back to college next week.
Mhm.
So she had to get her hair braided. And if you know anything about braids, they take forever. So I had to
Mhm.
go pick her up, my wife and I, about 1 o'clock this morning. And I mean, I was out. It's 1 o'clock on Friday morning. Is there anything better, people of the chat, than Waffle House at 1 o'clock in the morning? No, it is not. This is the South. This is Georgia. There's nothing better than scattered, smothered, and covered all-star special at 1:30 a.m. in the morning. I threw away the bag. I would show you the bag as proof. But anyway.
You gotta get waffle has to be light too. You got to mention the light waffle because
Oh yeah,
they
because they'll burn.
will, yeah,
Because
they
they
will burn the waffle on purpose.
gotta have the light waffle. You definitely
Yeah,
gotta have the light waffle.
you sit over there
So
watching it, it's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
yeah.
Look over there, waitress over there taking somebody else's order. 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Like, come on, somebody gonna go over here and lift this.
You got a well done waffle. Like who wants that, right? Who wants that? Who wants the
Ah,
who wants
McCartney's in the chat. He says sipping. He said that looks like an IV bag.
does.
Sheesh.
It
What you
does.
got over there, T. Will?
Honestly, it looks you know what it looks like. But it's not that. It's not.
Ah,
It does. It does look like that though. It really does. But it's Red
oh
Bull, trust.
gosh.
It's
William
Red Bull.
Amy's in the chat with the what's
What up,
good.
William?
Big shout out to William Amy. Anthony's in the chat checking in. He said, what's popping one time for the
I
fan?
got a chance to meet William. William's a cool dude, man. I got a chance to meet William at the content creator. Also got a chance to meet Anthony. And hey man,
At the Rise Up Tour picnic earlier this summer too as well.
yeah. So shout out to both of them.
Look at Jeff Wolf in the chat. He says we'll be tailgating about 2:30 in the Home Depot lot. Falcon fans, let me tell you something. I know it's preseason.
Enjoy it while you can.
But there's fans out there who's going to take today to treat it like it's hell. It's the damn regular season because they wanted to be out here for weeks, for months. Then you took away the training camp situation, so a lot of fans couldn't make it to training camp. You get the one preseason game. I mean, for at the Benz. I mean, you had the other two that was away. So for Falcon fans that's out there tailgating today, that's out there, having some good times with the family and friends, live it up. That's what it's all about. It's going to be an exciting season. So it's good to see Falcon fans out there enjoying themselves today. At 2:30, that's what the game starts at 7. Damn, Jeff Wolf. Jeff Wolf getting little prime time, kind of like a prime time little 7 o'clock game for us tonight.
Yep, getting there early.
This is good. Jamie Jenkins in the chat with the good morning rise up. Hey, big shout out to Jamie Jenkins, man.
Hey.
Jamie in the chat. It's
What
good
to
to see
Jack?
all the Falcon fans early in the morning having a good Rise Up Falcons podcast with us. It's game day.
Bro, I gotta tell you about Miss Lisa Shepherd. Have you heard that Saints song that they made for Derek Carr, whatever his name is?
I think I heard some of it on social media recently. I didn't get a chance to see hear the whole song, but I know Saints fans are reacting to it, getting upset because the Falcon fans are having a field day with this. But yeah,
she sent me that the other night. Shout out to Lisa, man, that was hilarious. She sent me that the other night, and my bad, I should have sent it to you, but I got caught up.
No, that is the video that Lisa sent me. I just didn't get a chance to see all the video too as well. I mean, I saw some of it, but it was funny the couple seconds that I did see. But anything that's hating on the Saints, I love it.
What up, Tiff? What up, Tiff? How you doing out there, Tiff Raines? Crush grew. No, it wasn't. Yeah, and that's not a bad answer. That's not a bad answer, but it was breaking.
That probably was going to be my second guess if it wasn't breaking.
Yeah. No, I love me some. I love breaking, beat it, crush groove. Rapping was a little, I don't know. Rapping was, I don't know.
Debo vibes in the chat. One time for the fan.
Debo vibes as well. What up, Debo?
Jake from State Farm?
Jake and T. Will. Oh, I had done that in a while. He went back.
Debo vibes must have been watching the show a long time ago, back when Terry was calling me Jake. He was like, "What you think, Jake?" I was like, "Shit, what the fuck is Jake? Where's he at?"
Oh my god.
There we go. My boy McCartney said Terry got a thing for red bones.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna plead the fifth. You know what? I'm gonna plead the fifth, man.
If anybody has any videos of Terry around that that Freaknik time. I know he was out here in Atlanta. So if you guys see anything anybody that looks just like Terry, like, wait a minute, that might be Terry on that Hulu documentary. Send it on over here to one time for the fam. We want to talk about it.
Let me tell you something. I love all ends of the spectrum of my sisters. Let me tell you something. I love the dark roast. Okay.
Sheesh.
I love the butter pecan. You know, I love the full spectrum of my sisters. So, yeah, I might have pointed those out, but don't get it twisted. Like, hey man, I don't think I'm trying to not sound misogynistic here, but I don't think there's anything better. But there's a song, "Nothing Make a Man Feel Better Than a." I'm gonna shut up, but you know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying. Like I love all my sisters. Okay, I love them. Well, not more than I love my wife. I mean, I love my wife above anything. But you know what I'm saying. I love all my sisters. There, let's go.
McCartney's in the chat. Debo Vibes is in the chat. All eyes on D'Angelo Malone tonight. All eyes on a couple of players.
He better do it. Hey, he brings up a good point. Jack, who's on the bubble? Who's gotta have it tonight? Who is it that, like, look, bro, hey, real talk. You don't go out there and kill it, you gonna be giving up the playbook.
Some fans are mentioning, Chris Bird is probably on the roster. Is that his name? That's it? Chris Blair. I'm sorry, Chris Blair. I apologize. It's 9:18 in the morning. I'm sorry, and I just finished this workout. It's killing me.
We have people in here where it's 6:18. Jack, come on, let's go.
Oh, it's true.
Let's go, man.
We're on Atlanta time today, though. We're on Atlanta time today.
Wake up, Juice Jack. Let's go, Jack. Let's go. All right. So you said Blair's already made it?
Chris Blair. I mean, for some Falcon fans, they believe Chris Blair is on the roster. If Chris Blair has a bad game today, let's just say he does play today. I don't know who's the inactives just yet. We're gonna go check the updates and see what the Falcons reporters are talking about here shortly. But AJ Terrell's extension we'll talk about shortly. Some more 53-man roster breakdowns we'll talk about here shortly that some people have put out earlier. But if Chris Blair, does play today and he has a bad game, does he make the 53? So maybe he is one to watch for tonight. D'Angelo Malone is definitely one to watch for tonight. If Eddie Bowman is not isn't active tonight, then he's probably one to say that he's on the 53. Lakel London too as well. There's a couple players to look for on who can help this front.
That's going to be interesting on that defensive line specifically. And take a step back. I agree with that, Lisa. I would love to watch a versus battle with them. And the thing about Shantae Moore, she has this song called "I'm What You Need" that just makes me want to sit down and be like, oh my God, I'd love me some Shantae. Anyway, that's the last thing I'm gonna say about it. I think Blair. I think it's really between Blair and Casey Washington.
I think Casey's good. Casey, if they're going to use Casey like how they had Puka in LA, I think Casey is good, especially with the injury to Rondell. I'm seeing a lot more of him on the videos too as well. A lot more notes about him coming from people that's reporting at camp and so on. So, and of course, today was like, yesterday was like a walkthrough. So the real practice that they had, the last practice that they had was Wednesday, right? But what we've heard all throughout camp, remember we talked about it the other night, it's all positive notes that we've heard coming out of camp since we went to practice in Beaufort. So now we're at the week of going into the final preseason game, and it really boils down to who makes this 53. And looking at that wide receiver room, I see Casey on there, right? They just released what's the guy's name? The guy who got injured. I'm gonna find his name in just a second. I think it's Jabari Greer, I believe his name was.
Yeah.
The young man who got over here and people thought he can, be a replacement for Rondell Moore and fit the special teams role. And he's super fast too as well. But he got injured and the Falcons released him today.
For like a day or two. It could have been more than 3 days. Like he was here and then gone.
Yeah.
Like it was real quick. So I don't know. But I feel like, I don't know, man. Casey had a really bad game last week. Now, again, I would agree that everything else, the reports, the practices has been positive, but that was a bad look. So, I don't know. Blair could be on there. Casey is fifth round draft? Is he fifth round? Fifth round, right?
Yeah, I think Casey was fifth round. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fourth or fifth.
We'll see. But I think that, but I agree. D'Angelo is on there. He's got something to prove. And I would agree that a combination of LaCale. I don't know that Anthony's look. I'm not. Eddie's look good, man. Eddie's looked really good.
I have Eddie Goldman on my 53, so I don't have him playing today.
I don't see Eddie not. Bro, Eddie's a force. And we met Eddie like up close and personal. He is in shape, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like, we can put these pads on today, T Will. And I can show you what it's about. Like he had that look, like he was in shape, ready, sharp. I don't see them cutting Eddie, but
I just wanted him to lift his hand up more on the picture so he can get everybody in the photo. I think Bodie was trying to sneak in. I was trying to say, yo, man, hey, at first I was looking back like I don't have any change. And then I was looking like, that's Bodie.
Oh wow. Hey Bodie, that wasn't me, bro. That was not me. That was hey, Bodie. When
we're taking the picture, and I feel somebody right. I was like, yo, what's going on here?
The revenge tour, Bodie. That's not me. Okay.
My bad, Bodie.
Right? You need to be directed them shots that way, sir. Just saying.
Sheesh.
Just saying, Bodie, was not me. Okay. I know stitches stitches get stitches. I'm not snitching, but it wasn't me. Okay, wasn't me. That's all I'm saying. All right. My Waffle House
is telling the truth, though. She's telling the truth.
Before I come in. Oh, that's
what? True. If I turn into the Waffle House and I don't see the cook standing outside smoking a cigarette, I feel some type of way about how this food's gonna be cooked.
It's definitely not the norm. It's definitely.
I need to see him throwing out the cigarette and looking down at the ground like, damn, it's gonna be a rough day, and heading back inside and say, yo, it's time to cook some all-star specials.
Definitely not the norm. Definitely not. I would agree. What up, Dave?
Falcons fans, hit that like, share, subscribe button, man. We had some jokes this morning. We're talking some Falcons football too. Players to watch for tonight in the chat. Let's talk about it. Players to watch for tonight. What are you looking for, Falcon fans? Falcons versus Jags preview coming up here in a matter of minutes. But what are you looking for tonight, right? D'Angelo Malone action, right? You're looking for a little bit of Jace McClendon if he's going to be playing. Avery Williams. Carlos Washington is also fighting for a spot too as well.
Yeah.
A couple players are looking to get their highlight film, Terry, to go to other teams too as well. They know they're not making the 53.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I saw an interview with Shannon Sharp where he talked about that recently. I think he was on his podcast. I think he was talking with what tight end from the Chiefs. From the Chiefs. Can't talk this morning. I left my tongue. Kelsey. And he said, you know what? He said the coach came to him and said, hey, you're on the bubble. He said you could walk, So either way, you want to put your best effort, forward. And he said, and it rained that night. So they weren't going to pass the ball. He said, so I cut blocked everybody, but his point was you got to do something to be seen. Right. So yeah, it's going to be high flying action, man. Cause again, those guys that are 4th and nothing, right? Like, hey, this is their last go round. They don't have a plan B, C, or D. This is it. You know what I mean? This is all they have. They're going to be getting after it. So yeah. I mean, it's going to be. But I do think Carlos Washington and or Jace McClellan is one to watch because I personally feel like Carlos has sewn it up. I really do. I don't even think it's close. As close as people, talk about because I hadn't seen Jace do that much. You're looking at the depth chart, so yeah, let's look at them. Let's see where they are.
Let's go ahead and bring it up, man. You're already talking about it, so I was like, shit. Let's go ahead and just fast forward to some Falcons football.
You are, bro. Shout out.
Big shout out, Scott Karisic, man. When he breaks down these, these depth chart projection boards.
Yeah. We need to have
right now tonight, Terry. There's going to be a lot of players who's probably not going to be playing. I mean, I think we saw last week what they plan on doing going forward this week. And I'm sure there's going to be no Michael Penix again tonight, which we already talked about that. No Kirk Cousins as well. Taylor Heineke, John Paddock, going to have to put up a battle for that QB3 spot. I think it's going to be Paddock, though.
Yeah, no, I think John Paddock is going to get the boot. I mean, show me.
So there's room for Jack Spade, is what you're saying.
There is room for Mr. 80 on the run. Yes, sir, it is. I got to be honest, Jack. If you do that, okay, let me be your agent. You know what I mean? Look, I won't even take 10%. I'll take 5. Okay, just let me be your
Shit.
agent. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, you know what? Hold on one second. Let me get Terry. Hey Terry. Hey, how's it?
I know, right, Carrie?
Hey, this is T. Will of the One Time for the Fan Morning Show.
Thanks for asking.
Shut up, Siri. Yeah, listen, Terry. Yeah. Check it out. Check it out.
Siri said okay.
She's Siri's mad at me. I don't know
How
what the
dare
hell.
you talk to Siri that way?
How dare I talk to her? She needs to mind her business. I'm sorry, Terry. Look, I'm having a conversation with Jack. Yeah. You don't know who I am. You know Jack, but you don't know me. Wait, hold on, Terry. We got off on the wrong foot. Look, we got a guy here, okay, who seriously can throw 80 on the
Oh
run.
my God.
On the run, seriously, in the snow, bare feet, okay, playing over shattered glass, perfect spiral. Hello, are you there?
They hung up on you.
He'll call us back. Jack. Yeah, he'll call us back. It's okay.
Matthew Bass is in the chat. Gary's in the chat. Carlo Wiggins is in the chat. Debo Vibes is in the chat. When them AIs, start to take over this shit, Siri's gonna remember what you just did to her. I'm just gonna let you know right now, Terry.
You know what? I wonder. You joke, but I wonder. Fight the dust one morning.
Oh, we're having some jokes here, Falcon fans.
Damn.
Auntie Pam is in the chat. Good morning, Zach and Perry.
Building. How you doing? How are you doing?
Big shout out to Dave in the chat. Zion Lowe is a player to watch for too as well, because you're building up that last couple depth chart spots, last couple roster spots, and Zion Lowe is a guy to think about.
I think he's made it, Jack.
You think so?
The way Grady talks about him and I think he's made it. I think he may be safer than Laquelle London. As
one name I think to watch for might be Taekwon Graham. I haven't heard too much to make me believe that Taekwon Graham could possibly be on his 53. Then again, I could be wrong, but still.
No, bro, that's gonna hurt. Either way, on that interior defensive line, we're gonna lose somebody we like because we're that good. We are. Make no mistake about it. We're stacked there, right? So
a player that you mentioned recently too, as well, Terry. You talked about him over the summer. Past couple of podcasts, we haven't really mentioned him either. Contavious Street. Is he going to be able to make this 53 too?
Don't play with my emotions, Smokey. Okay, don't play with my emotions. All right, that is my dude.
You playing with my emotions, Smokey.
My emotions, Smokey. Don't do that. Don't mess with Big Worm. Don't do that. Just don't do that. No, I mean it could be, man. I really haven't heard much about him. I hope not. I love me some Contavious Street. I really do. I think he is a great interior defensive lineman, and I think he provides us so much depth. So I would hope not. But hey, man, anything. I mean, you don't know. Anything go. Rook has looked good. Rook has looked really good.
Rook should be one of the inactives tonight. Hold on. He probably will play tonight because he's a rookie. But he should be one of the inactives, I think, in my opinion. Just to see some more of the other guys that have to make this 53 or is trying to make the 53. Rook is good. From what I seen last week and what I seen in practice, what I seen with the joint practice with Miami, from the notes to even practice here in Atlanta over the summer, Rook has been balling out, right? So if he does play today, get him in for a couple series, get him in for a couple snaps. We'll see how he does, and let's move on. All 4 quarters of Rook with a game coming up in 2 weeks, I don't know. But then again, you want to see as much as you can from the rookie, Terry.
I don't think Rook will play tonight.
Okay. The inactives list should be out here shortly, so we're going to find out.
Let me put it to you like this: whoever you play tonight, you don't love. Okay? Because no, I'm being serious. They're expendable. At work, they're expendable because you know what goes on, bro. This game 3 of this preseason is akin to being at the bottom of a scrum or bottom, right, of the pile for a fumble. And let me tell you something. Lucifer, the Prince of Darkness, lives at the bottom of a pile for an NFL fumble. Guys get eyes gouged. They get their underparts grabbed like anything goes. And that's going to be this game. So whoever you play, you're not in love with. You don't love, right? Let's walk this back to high school. Back when it was cool to have, let's say, a roster. right? Let's say a roster, right? I know you didn't, Jack. I know you were a choir boy, so I was the degenerate.
Shit.
I'll talk about myself, okay? So, right, springtime, summertime, you probably want to carry a roster of about 3, right?
Mhm.
And the third one is the one you care least about. It's the one you spend the less time with, the least amount of time with. That's the one you care least about. 1 and 2, you care about them appropriately. 3 is just there, just in case one really pisses you off, two's busy, and you got to have a stand-in, right?
Mhm.
Now, wintertime, you got to cut it down because that gets expensive. You got Christmas, you got Valentine's Day. So you got to make up an argument or whatever. But the point is, the third one is the one you love the least, right? That's this game. So if you're out there playing, they don't really they're not sure about you, right? Like you got some issues. There's some toxicity to this relationship if you're out here playing in the third game. I don't know if I
Kinda like
could
the
be
way I do my shoes sometimes too as well, where I put the,
right,
least
right,
favorite I'm gonna wear versus the ones I'm gonna
right,
wear.
right. You
I
know,
still buy them all though.
there's some, you know what? It's interesting you bring that up, Jacket. So I got a pair of blue dunks and I
Mhm,
got a pair of navy blue dunks,
mhm,
right? I like the navy blue. So I wear a lot of Braves garb, gear,
mhm.
swag, drip, as the young folks say, right? I've been hanging out with my son. I'm
I
trying to
got
be
you.
so the navy blue goes better. This other lighter blue, it doesn't go with anything but a couple of shirts, right? So when it comes to my cleaning roster, and I by no means do I have the Jack Spade collection of shoes. Okay, let's be clear. I don't have that. I don't have 1/10 of that. I'm not even close. I definitely. Who's the DJ that we have for the Falcons? That we
DJ, you got Jay Envy is one of them. You got
I
Tigger
don't
that's over there
I don't
too as
have
well.
the Envy collection either. Okay, I have
Mhm.
a modest collection,
Oh, Jay
but
Envy's crazy on the Reeboks and I think Adidas too as well collection.
definitely. But
Mhm,
in my cleaning roster, okay, I love the blue ones the least because I clean them last. Because I
mhm,
don't wear them as much as I wear the other dunks. You get what I'm
mhm,
saying? That's
mhm.
this game. So if you're out there playing, we either don't love you and you're gonna give us your playbook, or really not sure where we want to go with this relationship.
And
You
this
got
is not what's bugging T. Will either. This is just T. Will talking about what's
no, no,
going on with the roster spots today. But Carlos Washington versus Jace McClellan and T. Will, as you're still talking Falcons here. Your thoughts on Carlos Washington and Jace McClellan? You talked
no.
about it the other night with Mark, but not Mark, with John from Out of Your Falcon Mind. But your thoughts here?
I kind of feel like this is like Twilight. Like, remember it was Team Jacob and Team Edward or something like that. Was it Jacob and Edward?
I I'm going to be honest with you, and I
Something like
don't deserve a wow or a whistle. I didn't watch the Twilight series at
that. I
all.
have daughters, Jack. Okay, I have daughters.
I just
That,
didn't watch the
you know what
Twilight
I mean?
series.
I have daughters that were girls at that time, and so I had to see it to be a good dad and have something to discuss with them. Okay,
Mhm.
but whatever. You know, Team Carlos, Team Jace. I'm probably Team
I'm
Carlos. I'm probably
Your
because
team,
Carlos.
Carlos. I'm team Jace, man. I think this is if you're
Why?
getting that 2016 feel, it's the rookies, man. The rookies are going to play such a big impact to this team. I mean, I have no problem with either one,
Right?
but just seeing what Jace has done so far through camp, and Carlos Washington has had a good camp too as well. But I've seen a lot of more playing time too as well with Jace when I've been watching the past couple preseason games,
I
and they've
didn't.
been wanting to get the
I gotta go back and watch these games because I'm not saying what y'all
There's
was
I mean, let me go back and check the reps and see how it is, but when I'm watching the Falcons game, I've seen a lot of Jace, a lot of more snaps from Jace, a lot more them trying to get the ball to Jace, in the running game, get the running game going. So maybe it's possible that Jace could make the roster. Avery Williams too as well. You got to look at where is he going to be on this roster. Kick return tonight is going to be big. Carlos Washington probably should be back there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be also something to watch too as well. And William Ames in the chat. Well, we got good players on this roster. We got some we got some good players and some great players on this roster. So we should definitely feel good about that. Falcon fans. Pamela Johnson's in the chat. Casey Washington is good. So big shout out to Auntie Pam in the chat. Jakeem Grant, Dave. Big shout out to that, man. I appreciate that, Dave. Jakeem Grant is the player who the Falcons just
That's
released.
right. Yeah, they did.
Um,
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Thank you.
yeah. Dwayne reference in the chat with Eddie is going to be good for us. I'm glad that Eddie's going to be possibly making this 53. I hope that we can stay on live long enough for the inactives list to come out so we can find out who's not going to be playing today. Debo Vibes is in the chat. I would say Anthony Johnson is on the hot seat. However, he's a special teams contributor for Marquise Williams. That is the only thing close to saving him. So big shout out to Debo Vibes in the chat too as well. William Amy. We had Stephen A. Smith hating on us.
Yes,
big
we
shout
did.
out to Dan. Terry, is that part of your what's bugging you?
That is my what's bugging me.
So we're gonna save that. We're gonna save that one because I already know that it had to do something with this because
what's bugging me. Oh my
Terry
God.
posted it yesterday. I was like, wait a minute. On national TV right here, a couple weeks before the season starts, someone says that the Falcons are Super Bowl contenders on national TV in front of hold on. Not on like some 11 p.m. podcast or some show
10
or
a.m.
some you got to download this app to get it. No, we're talking about 10, 11 in the morning talking to Stephen A. Smith. Somebody mentioned that we're Super Bowl.
Standing on business. Standing on business.
Oh my gosh. We're going to have to reach out to Dan to see if we can get him here on the podcast. We got to find out why and how he said that. Because Dan, you sound like one of us. We might have to get you. Make sure Dan get some seats to the game this year.
Yes, we should, and beers. But
that's why Arthur Blanton's going, hey, Dan, let me give you a call, man. We might need you at every one of these home games.
Let's do it. But he said it because he has common sense. I mean, bro, look.
He's been watching the offseason. Like, look, everybody been hearing about with the whole Raheem and this and that and the addition of Matthew Judon. Terry, got on. Before we get to that, we even got to talk about AJ Terrell's extension. Hold on, Terry. The chat is going wild. There's a lot going on right now, Terry.
It's
and I know what's bugging you is going to get the chat going because somebody mentioned on national TV, former player and journalist mentioned that the Falcons will be Super Bowl contenders. That is big to talk about. That would probably take up a whole 20, 30 minutes of conversation. So we're going to get to that just in just a second. Big shout out to Lisa Shepard in the chat. What was receding hairline Stephen A. Smith saying? Yeah.
Well, hey, I can't talk about Steve, man. I have no hairline, so I can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Big shout out William Amy too in the chat. I had messed up the name for Grant, the young man who got released by the Falcons, and Dave came in there and helped me out. So big shout out to Dave in the chat. Big shout out to all the Falcon fans here in the chat. Natron Brooks is a player to watch for too as well. Antonio Hamilton, Kevin King.
Yeah, that's vision, man. That's whoever we let go might be on somebody's roster because they've performed well.
If you're being pretty much put out there as a Super Bowl contender weeks before the season starts, any player who possibly gets cut is definitely going to be on another team shortly.
Yeah.
And there's some players that the Falcons have that, some fans would be like, damn, we had to let him go. Damn, he didn't make the 53. But the 53 is what you're rolling with going forward to make the playoffs, to win the division, to make it to the Super Bowl. So I know some feelings might be hurt coming up next week. Totally understand. For me, I might look at this and say, damn, we talked about him on the podcast. We thought we had an opportunity. But Falcon fans, here at One Time for the Fan, we can say our 53, but that might not be the Falcons 53. Right. So let's just all take into that. Also, the depth chart behind the starting offensive lineman. Barry Wesley has been playing a lot too as well. Ryan Nuzil, Storm Norton, Jonathan Gwynn. These players are trying to make this team, right? We mentioned Zion Logue too as well in the chat. How many times have we mentioned Zion here on the show? We haven't mentioned Zion much, have we, Terry?
We haven't.
He's a later round draft pick too as well. I know he's go dogs. I'm all for it. John Fitzpatrick is a name that we haven't mentioned here on the channel too as well. Micah Anthony. Michael Abernathy is a name we haven't mentioned either. You just signed Justin Simmons, right?
So, we definitely talked about Justin. Yes,
he took the number from Dane Cruikshank. Dane, Michael Abernathy, if that 4 safety look, who's making the roster there? Richie Grant seems to be good. I know they're posting the pictures of Justin and Bates. That's perfect. But Richie Grant's in there like, hey, I'm still a safety too in this room. So he's on that 53.
I think they have plans for Richie. I think it's a lot of cover to
I think they
shell.
have big plans for Richie too as well, and that's good about being this underdog in this situation of having 2 top safeties around there. That's good. Richie can learn from that, and Richie has to get the bag. So let's just say Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates are there next year. Richie can say, "Hey, I don't like this third man role look," especially off what the Falcons are doing this year. Next thing you know, Richie can get a job being a starting safety somewhere else in the league. I'm just saying what could happen in the future, or he can choose to stay here. Right? And we can run this thing back like how the Golden State Warriors did. That was the one thing about the Warriors that I did like, even though being a Hawks fan, even like the Lakers with Kobe and stuff, he was like the running back. Let's run it back. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring the players back. Let's try to keep everybody in the same building. Let's run it back. Right? Let's not break everybody up until this dynasty is over. If the Falcons can create that, you're going to have a lot of players saying, "Oh, I can stay. Oh, I'm staying." Matthew Judon with the contract situation, people talking about that. I think the Falcons will end up probably keeping him here for the next couple of years after having a successful season. Because I do see a successful season for Matthew Judon. But we got the depth chart up here, so we're just going over some players who we think, not on the bubble, but is gonna, have to step up in the major way tonight. Michael Abernathy, Lucas Dennis, Dane Cruikshank too as well. Going out there, Antonio Hamilton. People will probably say Natron Brooks is part of the 53. If Natron Brooks doesn't play today, he's probably on that 53 because he's still a young player learning the system. I would probably still have him out there. He's not like your Rook Aurora type of player where he's like your second round draft pick type of guy. So I would probably put Natron back out there too as well. Anthony Johnson, Kevin King should probably be out there too as well, and of course the rest of the younger guys. Bradley and I should still be out there. I don't think I see James Smith-Williams playing today. D'Angelo Malone, if he is inactive, then I can possibly say he's on the 53. His special teams coverage has been pretty good recently, but then again, I want to see D'Angelo Malone in that 3-4. I want to see D'Angelo Malone turn back to that Western Kentucky D'Angelo Malone, right? And this is the system to unleash him and let him go after it and show what his technique and his skills about. JD Bertram's probably going to play today because he's a younger guy and he's already on the 53. Nate Landman, Troy is good. Carter, I probably have Carter on my inactives too as well. Damone Harris, definitely be out there. Tyquan be out there. Street will probably be out there. Zion, Dorless. Lakel London, Prince and Millie is a name that has been called recently, so might be see some Prince tonight too as well. And there's a couple more bodies that we will throw in there shortly. And of course we have the offensive line with Ryan Nuzil, Jonathan Gwynn, Barely Wesley. Some of those guys that fans think can make the 53 too as well. The tight end room too as well. Ross Dwelly, John Fitzpatrick, Jordan Thomas. Where are they going to fit these guys in? Who's going to make the 53, Terry? I mean, it's good to have Falcons Jags on tonight. I'm all for it, man. I am all for it. A1 Forever's in the chat. A lot of tough decisions coming up here.
Chris, what up, Chris?
Falcon fans in the chat. Prince Kell's in the chat. Big shout to Prince Kell. Jonte's in the chat. Big shout to Jonte.
Prince. What up, Jonte?
See, Prince Kell got a comment here. I thought the Falcons were hated before. The hate is mind-blowing now that we made meaningful changes. The thing about it is you made the right changes to where people should be talking about the Falcons being a playoff team. They should be talking about the Falcons being a contender for something. But apparently, because we made the right moves, we still get hate. I don't understand, Terry.
Just the way. And let me tell you something. Stephen A., there's a place for him, right? He's very loquacious, very well-spoken, very articulate. But my issue is when you make statements that are just cannon fodder for argument's sake, right? Like, and look, Stephen A. says, well, what is, Kirk Cousins' playoff record? What was Matt Ryan's playoff record before he went to the Super Bowl? It was 1-3. Right?
People were kind of looking at Kirk Cousins in the primetime games in the playoffs like, what? Not this Kirk Cousins.
But again, people grow. What was Bill Belichick's record at Cleveland? He sucked. It was DH at Cleveland. He was awful. Okay? And then he went to New England and the magic happened. So a lot of people suck before they become great. Right? And for you to make the argument, oh, well, he's what, like, it really rubbed me the wrong way. Right? It because again, he drew a comparison to the Cowboys. We've not been in the playoffs for the past 6 years. Okay, number one. And then he drew a comparison to Arthur Smith's offense last year. Don't do that. It's number one, it's totally different offense. And we have a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
We have a litany of weapons. We have a plethora of weapons. It is not the same contextually. It's not even close, Stephen A. And you should know better. And again, who the hell am I? I'm just, this is me bitching and moaning. Do your thing, Steve. But to me, it's like you're doing it for the sake of doing it for argument's sake. You don't give a damn about the Falcons either way, right? But to look at this team, at least Dan Orlovsky was honest about it. He said, look, you got a defense that's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
You got an offense with great weapons, and these weapons have really not been utilized. Think about it. Drake really hadn't had a QB in his career. Kyle only had one the first year. Who did Bijan? So these are untapped resources. It's not like you going to these guys and they got 5 years worth of miles on the tires. These are fresh tires we have. You got all of this talent, and you got Mooney, and you got Algier, and on and on and on and on. And you got a guy that can get them the ball, and you got a decent offensive line, and you have a defense. He didn't say, and let me take a step back. Dan Orlovsky did not say, well, the Falcons are definitely making a Super Bowl. He said they are a contender, and I agree with him wholeheartedly.
It's one of those one to watch for type moments.
Absolutely. But you added Matthew Judon, which was the piece you were missing. And you added Justin Simmons, which means that gives you so much flexibility defensively. Again, you don't know who's the free. You don't know who's the strong because they both can do it.
Even the talks to cut into it, I'm sorry about it, but even the talks of them thinking about getting Justin Simmons and Judon during the offseason, this is weeks ago. This is before they brought him in. They had to hear that they had talks amongst the team like, hey, will this team be better with these two guys?
Right.
And then to go get those two guys, now the team is much better. Like, how do you guys not see? How did they not see that? But yeah, Terry, you got it.
No, I mean, again, to me, and look, it's ESPN. I know you got to have something to talk about. I get it. I'm probably taking this personally. I can admit that because I do love my Falcons. Okay, so am I being objective about this? Hell no, I'm not. But what offended me about it was that I am. But what offended me about it was, okay, Steve, like if this was basketball, okay, right, and
if you was taking it to the Hawks, maybe in that situation, I could probably look at it and say, no hate to the Hawks. I'm a Hawks fan.
Hawks, but
after the Eastern Conference Championship a couple years ago with the Bucks, maybe the year after you can go back and say they added some pieces, this and that. But this Hawks roster is like
not even
NBA
close.
Finals contenders right now. That's kind of tough to say. But this Falcon roster,
how can you not see that? Look, from a talent perspective, I couldn't name you 10 teams that are better.
Bro, I just heard the other day on a podcast, there was Bucks fans saying, yeah, the Falcons should win this division. The Falcons should win this division. Look at the rosters.
From a talent perspective, I can't name you 10 that are better. I maybe 5. Maybe 5. And that's a big if. But I definitely can't name 10 that are better. Just looking at the roster. Right? The coaching staff.
7 p.m. Desmond, 7 p.m.
Again, it just rubbed me the wrong way because I'm like, damn, Steve, we can't get a little bit of love.
Well, he wants to hate on the Cowboys. He probably heard the Falcons and was like, the Falcons? That's
right.
Hey, Scary? That's one of them, Steve. The Falcons, we're doing this at 10. You mentioned the Falcons at 10-something in the morning?
Yeah.
That's one of those Stephen A moments where he was probably like, yeah, Stephen A, this shit gets real. Because when I saw the interview, it was like, whoa, where'd this come from?
Yeah.
I'm expecting this on the podcast.
I mean,
I'm expecting this coming from, randomly from, I don't know, some
athletic
the Athletic or the Score or somebody, a journalist that works for those companies, not somebody on national television talking to Stephen A. Smith.
Right. And the thing is,
Stephen A. took it as that was disrespectful mentioning the Falcons.
Well, and see that, like, see now you're disrespecting us, Steve. You get what
Yeah,
I'm
come on.
saying? And I took issue with it just because I've not felt this way about a Falcons team in a long while. Even before we got Judon and before we got Simmons, I felt like we had the potential to make a run. But you added what we needed.
Yeah. People
You
wanted
add
the pass rusher. We got the pass rusher.
got
People
it.
wanted a safety to hopefully replace Richie Grant. We
You
got the
got
safety to replace Richie Grant.
it.
And this is no shade to Richie Grant. I'm telling you what the Falcon fans were saying. We talked to Richie before, and I'm sure Richie, I'm saying, a lot of these players, I don't know how hard it is for them to stay away from social media. I think a lot of them are on social media. A lot of
Mhm,
them have family members that's on social media.
mhm.
So I'm sure with the chatter, you might hear some players saying, "Don't tell me about that stuff. I don't want to hear about that stuff." But then there's probably some players that's like, "I see it." I mean, Cordell Hodge has a TikTok page.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these players might see the same thing. So one time for the fan is not saying nothing new here,
Right.
right? Fans were calling for Richie Grant since last season. This is not us saying that.
Yeah.
We wanted to see the improvements, but I guess with Coach Smith, that was tough for what was going on in that locker room. But this year, with the guys that Raheem has in the building, we can see major improvements in a lot of players. Every player in the NFL has to improve, right?
You know,
Even Tom Brady. Oh, damn.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You almost said it, but you didn't. You caught yourself.
I
Go get
get.
a
I caught myself. You see, I said, Tom.
kid.
I said, Brett.
You did good, buddy.
I did
He
good. I did
he
good.
will not be Kaiser Sose.
Everybody
Here on
has to improve in the
here on
NFL. So
out,
this year you might see a
TB12
new Richie. Yeah.
is Kaiser Sose. Here
Yeah.
on out, TB12 is Kaiser Sose. Okay.
But two
But thank
questions for you, Terry, because the chat is rolling too as well. Jay Shep has a question. Dave has a question. I know some Falcon fans that reached out to us about supporting the channel too as well. That YouTube program thing that we entered, it should be taken care of in like a couple of days or a couple of weeks. So once that's taken care of, you should start seeing the super chats and all that stuff on the screen. So anybody who wants to look out for one time for the fan, it's on you all. You know what I'm saying? We don't sit here and throw it at you, but it's on you all. But for Falcon fans that do represent here in the channel and in the chat, we thank you all. You know what I'm saying? This has been a great time talking Falcons football with you all every Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, other days too as well. But you know, we will continue doing this because this is what we love to do. You know, we love talking Falcons football, even off the podcast too as well. Jay Shep, question for you. Dave has a couple questions for you. Chat, bring your questions, bring your comments. Season ticket holders, rep your section. This is your day, right? You get a chance to go to the Bend, sit in your seats, go around, meet your friends and family. What section are you repping? Please put it in the chat. We'll get to that. The comments are rolling in, so we'll catch up to that too as well. Jay Shep, Terry, good morning, everyone. Rise up. How important is it to come out the first 4 weeks at worst 500? Or are those first 4 games not as important as some would think, Terry? Those first 4 games.
They're important, but it's not the end of the season if they don't turn out the way you like, because your schedule gets easier. And let's be real, this is a great roster, but they are going to have to gel, right? They are going to have to gel. They really have not played a game. They won't play a game until the first season. So, in the first, what do you say, first 4, if you're 2-2, it's okay. Even if you're 1-3, it's okay. Because I really feel like once we get things going, we will get on the roll. So I'm not as worried about that. I'm not worried about this. Either way, I feel like this team will finish worst case scenario 11-6, best case scenario 13-4. I feel like that's the park we're living in. So no, they are important, but then they really aren't important, because a season is its own universe, right? Teams build momentum, they grow, they develop, they build an identity, they go into who they are for that year. And I just you may not know that in the first 4 games, and that's okay, right? That's okay. So no, I mean, either way, I think we're good. Either way, I think we're winning 11 games, worst case scenario. What say you, Jack?
A lot of teams are going to go into those first 4 weeks and see a totally different team that they thought they had in the offseason.
Yep.
And of course, there's going to be a lot of fans saying, "We lost to this. How did they score a touchdown? How did this guy get burnt?" It happens on certain plays, y'all. It's football. So I think the first 4 weeks does say a lot about what this team looks like, but it doesn't say a lot of what the season can show, because we can go 2-2 the first 4 weeks and then win the rest of the season, right?
Yeah.
And only have 2 losses on the year. Or we can go 0-4 the first 4 weeks and then win the rest of the games and have a that type of season. Like Falcon fans, you should just relax the first couple weeks because the schedule is tough those first 4 games.
Yep.
Right. And of course, people will say, well, every game is tough. That is true. But looking at some of these matchups, I mean, that Steelers game, even with their quarterback situation, you still got TJ Watt. You still got old boy who came from the Ravens. You got Mike Tomlin over there too as well. So coaching is going to be on point. I don't care about Arthur Smith and what he got going on. You got a couple Falcon players over there too as well. But, that Steeler defense, they bailed him out of a lot of situations last year when they had Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph. And a lot of those guys are still back. Right. So let's keep that in mind too as well. But that offense versus our defense, I mean, we're going to do the breakdown when it gets ready for that time. But just looking at it right now, the Steeler game, you still got to get a hands on TJ Watt. That's a big part of, how that game could look. Because TJ Watt does change games. He is a game changer. He is a game changer. Also, you got week 2, you got the Eagles in Philadelphia. Falcon fans, already, people talking about the fan base. Man, that's just a hostile environment all the way around. And it's a Monday night game. Right? That's the hostile environment. It's just how it is. I mean, the Eagles recently won a Super Bowl a couple years ago, but a lot of their players are still nearby on that roster, coaches too as well.
Yeah, I'm not worried about.
You got a lot of 7-8 Georgia guys over there too as well. They got a lot of big players you got to watch on that defensive line. I mean, there's a couple tough games to see. The Chiefs Sunday night. You got the back-to-back champions coming up Sunday night.
Chiefs are concerned.
Even if they don't have the 2 wide receivers, you got Kelsey catching. Mahomes is throwing behind the back passes in preseason.
You got Big Red, who is arguably one of the greatest coaches, greatest offensive minds to ever live. So the Chiefs are concerned. I'm not worried about the state.
The Swifties are showing up.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them either. But
you watching the game or you watching the Swifties?
I'm gonna be watching the game, Jack. But
I'm like,
yeah, I'm gonna be watching the game. You can DVR.
She stood up.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not. That's me.
There's some people out there that's probably buying tickets for that game just to see Taylor. She's not performing, but some people's like, oh my God, that's a Swiftie moment. Hey, that's cool. I understand. It's still about the Falcons at the end of the day. Dave had a question too as well in the chat. Do we think it's Grady's last contract with the Falcons? Grady will retire a Falcon.
I agree.
Grady will retire a Falcon.
Grady
this is too much for Grady right now to say, oh, I'm up out of here. This is too much for Grady to say, all right, y'all. See y'all in 5 years. Nope. Nah, Grady's here to the end. Jake Matthews too as well.
Yep.
Those are the proud moments as the Falcon fan you should live for. Okay, we didn't win the Super Bowl. I understand. We didn't get our ring. I understand it's been a couple years. This disappointing. But the change is happening now with Raheem and how the team is shifting and improving. But you still have a couple guys who's going to be on the way out in a couple years, and they're going to retire Falcons. We wanted to see that for Matt and Julio. It was totally different.
Speaking of Raheem, that's the other thing that pissed me off, and it's the last thing I'll say about it. So Steven says, yeah, and he was a head coach before, and he had a losing record. And I'm thinking to self, right? How long ago was this 2024? How long ago was 2013? Like, the world is completely changed. Do you remember anything about 2013? Like, I mean, a little. I know 2014 is the year I had my stroke. I know 2013, Seattle won the Super Bowl. That's about it. The rest is a blur, right? The point is, it's been 11 years. It's been 11 revolutions of 365 days, of which Raheem is a totally different person who has grown, been around multiple regimes, successful regimes. To compare that is just a blatant attempt to just make a point, right? It's like you and your wife arguing, and she's like, oh, that time in 1994. What are you talking about, Kim? We're talking in the now. I was a totally different person in 1994. You can't compare the two. Okay? Leave 1994 and this is 2024. What are we even talking about? You did that to make a point. You just did that to win an argument, right? That really rubbed me the wrong way. Because that's like me saying, 38-year-old Jack, but when he was 16, he did this. You're a totally different person now.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? You took
Mhm.
22-year-old Jack that did. You know how much dumb shit I did when I was 22? I mean, I can't even get into it. Okay, I'm surprised I lived through it. But the point is, that was 11 years ago. This man has went to a Super Bowl with the Falcons, won a Super Bowl with the Rams,
Almost won a
okay,
Super Bowl with the Falcons too as well. Let's not
almost
remember that, Falcon fans.
won Super Bowl
Almost
with
want to
Tampa Bay.
hear.
Has been raised up by some of the greatest defensive minds ever. How can you even to compare that is irresponsible. Period. It's irresponsible. It's not apples to apples, and it pissed me off.
It
So
might
thank
be the calling for Raheem. That's why I think we're going to win the Super Bowl here because Raheem. Some people will say, "Oh, these are Cinderella stories." Well, it might happen here in Atlanta
and it could,
because he had the ring in Tampa Bay at such a young age too, as well. Came over
bro.
here to Atlanta with Dan Quinn in this scheme, helped this team take him to the Super Bowl, almost got it. Shanahan, sorry ass. Then went to LA under a whole new coaching system, whole new coaching scheme, brand new team out there in LA, brand new stadium, brings over Matthew Stafford, wins the Super Bowl. Now he's the head coach here. Bro, something's gonna happen.
It is, and
Something's gonna happen.
like you say, Shanahan has been around some of the greatest minds of the game. Like even Kyle. Kyle is a great offensive mind. Kyle's weakness is he's a lot like Marty McFly. Jack, do you know who Marty McFly is?
McFly.
Yeah, Back to the
Go
Future.
ahead.
And you know what his weakness is, right? If you dare him to do something, he's compelled to do it, right? So even in the Super Bowl, Kyle run the ball. No, I'm not going to run the ball. We've passed it all year. That's what he doesn't adjust. He's stubborn in his ways. And if he ever can learn that, he might be dynamic. But even my point is, be pissed at him if you want to. He's a great offensive mind, and Raheem has been exposed to that. Right? Raheem has been exposed to some great offensive and defensive mind. He might be one of the greatest coaches ever because not only has he been exposed to X's and O's, but as a person, he is probably one of the most charismatic individuals I've ever seen in my life.
You're
So,
talking right, Mike Tomlin, Sean McVay, even
absolutely.
Kyle Shanahan, sorry ass, who's gotten to where he's been. The LaFleur, but the coach that he's mentioned does
Shanahan,
play a big impact in Raheem and what
Mike
he's.
Shanahan.
Yeah,
Let's not forget
yeah.
Mike,
Mike Shanahan too as
right?
well.
Monty Kiffin from Tampa Bay. Monty Kiffin, who he credits for giving him his start. So he's again, this guy has not only been around some great minds, he's seen the evolution of defenses, right? So all I'm saying is, Stephen A, if you're listening, yeah, right. Do your research, bro. Do your research. Just don't come on the show and just talk about because to compare Raheem of today to Raheem of 11 years ago, it is kind of like comparing Kendrick to 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick is
Kendrick
arguably
11 years ago versus Drake in that battle. Who'd have lost that battle?
right, but what I'm saying is Kendrick now is the man. It's not even close. Kendrick is the man.
Yeah.
Nobody Kendrick. Nobody.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Dave's in the chat. Quick hot take: do we dress Brandon Dorless for week 1? Yes. Yes, I think you dress out Dorless. You got to put your rookies in early. You know, Depp is going to be in a big part of this team, but I would play Brandon Dorless early, especially with Trice going down. I would definitely have Dorless dressed for week 1. Should we worry about Koo? Prince Kel's in the chat. Terry, should we worry about our boy Koo?
No. So
It's
I
2
went
weeks
back.
before the season starts. You can't do nothing about it at this moment. Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? So every kick that he missed was from the left hash mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're talking about kicking the ball, you've got the left hash mark, you've got the right hash mark. He's a left-footed kicker. I think his delivery was off on the left side. And what I mean is, if you're going to kick a ball from the left side, you either need to kick it straight or you need to kick it so that it's going to go to the right and then break back to the left.
I believe it
But
was. I don't know if it was reported that they was working on new technique and placement too, as well, or
his,
something like
his
that.
delivery was off, right?
Yeah.
So I'll compare it to a pitcher, right? If it because again, it's kind of the same thing, even though it's totally different. You're talking about wind variation. You're talking about moving a ball because most kickers, believe it or not, don't kick straight. If you're a right-footed kicker, you're going to kick, it's going to break to the right and then back to the left, right? Very few folks kick straight. And normally he has a little bit of waggle on that ball, but it was going straight. So whenever he was kicking from the left hash mark, there was no break to the right side, right? Now, to your point, that could be something in his delivery. Even a pitcher, right? If you're going to throw a curveball, if you're going to throw a fastball, everything in your delivery from the windup to your release of the ball has to be in sync for your body. If it's not, then your pitch is 5 inches off the plate, or there's not enough velocity, or there's not enough movement. So same thing with Koo. Now, can he figure it out? I'm sure he can. He's been doing this for years. So right now, I'm not concerned. Now we get into week 1 and we still got this stuff going on. It's a different conversation. But for now, I think he just had an off day. You don't know if his leg was bothering him. You just don't know, right? So I'm not concerned about it now. But if it happens again, that's how I feel about it. Jack, what say you?
I'm cool with Koo.
You
That's
see
it.
what you
That's
yeah,
it. See what I just did there? I'm cool with Koo. One thing we definitely have to talk about here, Falcon fans. We're gonna get back to the chat.
that deserves a
Did that,
wow.
did that deserve a wow? Did I wow myself there on that one?
Wow.
I'm cool with Koo. Falcon fans, we are going to get back to the chat. Something that we do have to talk about that is major here, Falcon fans. Our boy, our good friend, AJ Terrell. Not saying that we went to dinner or anything like Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons and Raheem Morris, but no, as a Falcon fan to a Falcon player, this is our guy. Big shout out to AJ Terrell on the 4-year extension, $81 million. This is big time, man. This is big time, AJ Terrell. From Atlanta, representing for Atlanta. Does AJ retire a Falcon after seeing this type of deal? I know he's still young in his career, but there's probably going to be one more contract deal coming up as when he rounds that 30 age. I'm sure most players do that. Terry, AJ Terrell contract extension. Your thoughts? Now we're really locking down not only the defense. I'm sorry, not only the offense, but the defense. But AJ Terrell, we talked about the extension earlier. Now he gets.
I love me some AJ, but it just depends on how he ages, man. Like it's I don't know. I don't know. On the one hand, I'm glad. I'm glad we got him. Is it for 4 years or 5? It's a 4-year deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
4-year deal.
Mm-hmm. He'll be here going into close to 30s, I believe. 28,
Yeah.
29. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. It depends on because you really got to look at the value, right? I know this is the going market for cornerbacks, but 2 years from now, is he going to be the same? Because make no mistake about it, the most difficult position to play, other than quarterback, is cornerback in the NFL. Make no mistake about it. The quickest to go, the quickest to erode, is cornerback. I like it better than a 6-year deal, but I don't know. And again, I'm not hating on him. Look, get the bag, get your money, show money. I'm not hating at all. Get your money. But will he be the same shutdown corner in 4 years? And only time. So, in some ways I'm happy, and in other ways I'm not really sure. And I'm not taking anything away from him. AJ is a great corner right now. Right now he is playing with his hair on fire. Love it. You just don't know what corners. Those are my thoughts. Jack, what do you think?
Hey
What
man,
in the
AJ get the bag, man. It's good to see the Falcons are taking care of everything they have to do with their contracts with these players. Nobody holding out. None of that nonsense. The players not showing up to camp, not wanting to play, and all this stuff. Falcons do a lot of their business privately behind the scenes, and people can clearly see that. But the Falcons do a good job also of Terry and his group of taking care of this cap and making sure things are set for the future. Right. And I think one of the things we went into this season was AJ Terrell's contract extension. and if the Falcons were gonna make that happen. And when you saw the Judon move and you saw the Justin Simmons move, I mean, it was bound to happen because look what they're doing to the defense, right? They want to make sure fans are really, not only entertained by what they see on the field, but they're really impressed with the moves that they're making off the field too as well. Right. So this is good that you have a Matthew Judon now in the building. The Jesse Bates moved too as well last year. Fans were calling for some of these things, and Terry responded. So this is good to see that AJ gets the bag. Yeah, I know about the cornerback position too as well, Terry, like you mentioned. And of course, there's Clark Phillips in that room. You got D. Offord in the room. You got some younger guys that, Falcon fans are like, hey, these guys are going to be big parts of the Atlanta Falcons future going forward. But, there's going to be that one day where Clark Phillips has to get the bag, right? That one day with, I think D. Offord's on his contract too. You got to pay D. Offord soon.
He's interested.
That's what I'm saying. There's players that you're gonna say, hey, they're gonna have to go, they're gonna have to stay. What's going on? Did you want AJ? For fans here, did y'all want AJ to go at the time of bringing in Judon and Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates? Y'all want them to say, okay, get AJ up out of here?
No,
no, that's not what you want. And this whole week has been, I've been very impressed with the Falcons this week. I'm excited to be a Falcon fan, of course, but just this week of Matthew Judon, that was random because we went live that night. Then the next day, Justin Simmons news, fans were waking up like, this would be great to have Justin Simmons as a Falcon. Then him wearing the red and black Instagram post and the suit. And you know what I'm saying? All this played into this week, and then AJ Terrell's contract. The next thing they have to do now is go for Terry now. That's the next thing. They got to give Terry. That should be the next bit of news we see that's major from the Falcons. The Falcons extend Terry Fontenot till 2030 or something.
It's definitely
means that there's a Super Bowl coming. There's a Super Bowl coming.
Look, that man has done everything from getting us out of cap hell to transitioning here.
Big shout out to Terry.
For a short year. So he definitely deserves it. And again, look, I'm not AJ, get your money, man. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not. I like AJ. AJ is an excellent corner. Can't take anything away from him. It's just, in the back of my mind, corners just don't age well. But 4 years is not 6 years. So, and I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm being real. You got to pay him. You can't pay everybody. And, let's see where it goes. I'm excited. I think this team has the potential to go to a Super Bowl with all the moves that they've made. So, this is a good one. Let's see where it goes, man. I'm excited about it either way. Yeah.
Falcon fan, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I'm getting this picture ready. There's some fans that asked me. I know I see my boy Berto in the chat. There's some fans that asked.
Berto Damas.
They don't understand the NIL Berto joke. So fans were like, please explain the NIL Berto.
Could we show them?
I was singing the song the other day. I was like, NIL Berto. NIL Berto. Yeah, Berto's getting that NIL money, y'all. If you did not know.
Do you wish to show them?
Yeah, I'm getting the picture right here. I had to go find it. But yeah, Falcon fans, we have some celebrities in the chat.
We do. Celebrities. We didn't know Berto. We knew Berto was a celebrity, but we didn't know he was like this. And again, Berto, this is all Jack. Okay, this is all Jack. This has nothing to do with me.
This is all Jack.
This guy. Okay? I'm not a snitch. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm not a snitch. Okay, but it's this guy. Yeah.
Let me get the picture. I gotta get the picture. Hold on.
This guy, Berto. This guy, Mr. 80 on the run, Mr. Jack Spade. Yes,
we're gonna get it here shortly, Falcon fans. I know fans want to see what the hell is going on in the chat. The hell these guys talking about with the NIL Berto?
Country is a
celebrity. Come on, Microsoft, don't do me like this.
Bigelow even has that aura when he comes around, like, he's got the shades on. He's like, hey man, how you doing? Like, you're just like, oh, it's Bigelow. Wow.
Bigelow was out there playing golf the other day, and once again, another fan came up and recognized him. Hey, ain't you Bigelow Country Sports?
Right. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Bigelow has that. He has that aura.
Even on the golf course, man. Like, can we just play golf? Can we play golf? You just got to go sign autographs right now. You serious? You just got to sign autographs right here on the golf course? Is that what we're going to do? Hey, man, they just know me, Bo.
Hey, And he's so cool. He's like, yeah. Like he's got, he's rocking his face. He's like, yeah. No, it's cool, T Will. You want to do it? Yeah, we can do that. Let's go, T Will. All right.
95 North Falcons talk shows in the chat. Big shout out to 95 North. We're gonna get to NIL Berto in just a second. You wait right there, Berto. Let's catch up to the chat before we talk some more Falcons football. Because the chat is live, chat is lit. One time for the fan. It's from the fan. It's for the fan. So we want to make sure you guys can talk your Falcons, because that's what we love to do here is talk Falcons. Is it true that the Bucs are interested in Taylor Heineke? Take them. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Jamie Jenkins is in the chat. Section 123 is in the chat. Section 123 is in the chat.
You can have
Raymond Collins. We took a picture with Taylor. We talked with Taylor. It's all jokes here. Nobody's know.
The only reason Taylor came over was because the guy was like, "I used to be."
I didn't want to say that. I want to say that he was walking away off the field, and the guy said he's the Commanders fan. He turned
around.
Started dragging his ass over there.
The Winter Soldier from.
He's from Washington. Is he from Washington?
No, he turned around like the dude had the right code. Like he was like, he's a Commanders fan. He was like, I must turn around. Okay. I'm gonna sign it.
It was funny. He was putting his head down. He's walking off, and he waved at us. And then the guy next to us was like, "Hey, this guy's a Commanders fan."
Bro, he was out like a scout on the He just turned around. He just turned around. To quote the great Big Daddy Kane, he was out like a scout on the new route. And
it's all jokes. What? It's all jokes, man. It's all funny games. And he was laughing. We had a joke. Remember, we made a joke with him about last season. And about the quarterback play. He was just laughing and smiling and everything, man. Everybody's just having a good time. We're all Falcon fans at the end of the day. Pamela Johnson said 314, row 2, C8. I can see a touchdown and interception before the lower level section. See no hating here. Sheesh.
Oh, wow.
Pam said she in the film room with it. Pam said I might want videos from her from where y'all sitting at. Pam said she looking at it like, that's cover 2, baby. That's a pick. That's a pick. Lower levels like, what's going on? Why the hell Pam celebrating? Pam 5 seconds ahead. She on HD. She 5 seconds ahead.
Well, and I think Auntie Pam can probably read defenses too. So she probably
Pam's in that situation, Terry. When when you're watching the game, and you be like, "Oh, what are they doing?" And the person that you're talking to might be like, "What happened? They're about to punt the ball. What happened?" Oh, they just muffed the punt. What do you mean they muffed the punt? They're about to punt it. That's Pam. Pam already seen the muff punt. Some of y'all in their mother sections might see the punter now punting. Pam seen them up punt from where she's sitting at.
Auntie Pam will be like, they're in cover 3. Okay.
They're,
you know what? T Will, they're in single high safety. So there's a 9 route. There's a 9 route. Come watch out for it, T Will. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Pam? Coach Pam? We changing Auntie Coach Pam now?
Amen.
Oh, come on now.
I'm just
Auntie
saying.
Pam out here throwing shots. Auntie Pam said her section's covered. She's throwing shade.
Yeah, man.
Sheesh.
You had it right the first time. That was a shot.
That was a shot. She said, "Hey, I'm up here. I can see the pick. I can touch that." She said she seen the route. She sees Drake London break on the route before anybody else did. Before the coaches did.
Body blow, Jack. That's what that was. The rim.
Pam is here today. Oh man, Georgia, Texas boys in the chat. Falcon Commanders, section 323 on top of our Falcons tunnel and facing our beautiful city all day long. Go ATL Falcons.
Rise up, dirty birds. What up, Falcon Commander?
Big shout out to Diane Markham. Good morning. One time for the fan. Rise up. Section 106 is checking in. Falcon fans, you're hearing it from the season ticket holders. You're not just hearing it from me. You're hearing it from the season ticket holders. King Atlanta supporter said, I'm watching the game. Grady not leaving. You already know what it is. You already know what it do. Nando said Matthews and Grady will be lifelong Falcons.
Yeah, that's true. Agreed.
Carla Wiggins said, get Stephen A. Smith some of that Magic City Monday, act right. And he gonna be singing a different tune. He drive past Magic City. He a pink pony type of guy. He a pink pony type of guy. He ain't going to no Magic City. Not with that suit. Not with that hairline. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe.
Wait. Hold on a second. Okay. Everyone is.
Just imagine him walking in Magic City with that hairline. Look at that hairline, y'all. DJ, let's stop. Everybody look over there. Everybody look over there at that hairline over there. Who that brother in that suit with that hairline?
Let me tell you something, sir. I'm told. All right. So I'm told that Magic City is second to none. Okay, I'm told. I don't visit places like that, but I'm told. Okay, that the lemon pepper wings
Well,
are.
one day we're gonna have to stop by.
I'm just saying.
Pay some
I'm
dues,
told. Where's
some
Kim?
bills.
Wait, is Kim? Is Kim? Okay, I'm told. Okay, I'm
This is
told.
this is about supporting the community, Terry.
I'm.
This
I'm
is what Arthur Blank is talking about. This man be on
right,
camera. Take all my money. Take all
right,
my money.
right. Oh
It's
my
for the
goodness.
city, baby. It's for
Oh
the city.
wow.
Going into the Super Bowl.
Oh
It's for the
wow.
city, baby. It's
That
all
wait.
for Atlanta,
That how they
baby.
do it? Is that how they do it? Is that how they make it rain? It's
Terry
like
going back to his doom da doom da doom one of those days. Falcon
that.
Commander, definitely Coach Raheem knows all the elements of the game, both offense and defense. Go ATL Falcons. Rise up, dirty birds. Falcon Commander would say rise up about 100 times a day. He will go wake up in the morning, rise up, Falcons. Goes through his day, rise up, Falcons. Rise up. That's a fan that truly knows that the Falcons can win. He believes in the Falcons. He probably has on a Falcon hat right now, probably wearing his Falcon socks. He's probably sitting in his Falcon chair watching a Falcon and podcast.
I wonder why
And he's going to go to the game later. You're going to see Falcon Commander in the Benz. I guarantee that.
Support single moms, eat more wings. Love it.
Oh, we're going to get to those comments. Raymond Collins in the chat. We've always been doubted. So let the chips fall where they may. Focus on the task at hand. And we'll rack up the pot in the end. Big shout out to Raymond Collins is in the chat, man. Raymond Collins, how that new Falcon hat fitting you too as well? How's that new Falcon hat fitting you? Are you calling Magic right now? Because they're not open.
No, hey Maya, is your mom gone? Yeah, I'm talking to Magic.
Sheesh.
I'm gone. Oh, she's gone. Okay, cool. We can keep talking about Magic City. We're good. Coast
the update on Kudu as well. Yes, he may have missed some kicks the other day against the Ravens. But anybody seen what he's done in practice this week? Haven't heard no talks of him missing any other kick. Now, if he went to practice this week and he, uncooed about 50 kicks, and it's time to look for some other players. But then again, or be concerned. But Koo will get back on track. We're not worried about that. You know what I'm saying? He's a good player on and off the field.
Right.
We don't know. I just know at this point, I'm not concerned too much about Koo.
Right.
Yeah. Now, if we get to the Steelers week 1 and we're down, it's 15-16 for some strange reason. I don't know why. And we have to make the kick to win the game and he misses the kick. Once again, fans are going to go back to that preseason game. Didn't this guy miss 3 kicks in a preseason game? Mm-hmm. They're going to remember that because that's how fans do when it goes to, hating on the fan versus loving the fan. You know what I'm saying? But it is how it is. On the player, I'm sorry. Nando Barrington, Koo will have eyes on him, though. You're not lying. You're not lying. Especially tonight. He misses tonight. This chat's going to blow up on Sunday like, yo, y'all said don't worry. He just missed 4.
What's wrong with you, Jack and T. Will?
Oh, Jack Spade, you just said don't worry. He just missed 4. I'm just saying. I'm not too worried about that. We'll see that tonight. But yes, one of the things that fans need to be looking for tonight, Falcons Jags, Younghoe Koo, your starting kicker.
So Jack, let me ask you a question about your new hat. That is outstanding, by the way. It's outstanding.
I have a bunch of these hats.
Do you prefer the bill that kind of does the rainbow, or do you prefer the straight across? Right? Like
so most rims on the caps are like they're different. Like so you might get some caps that's like this. That they have them in the stores. You just pick them up. Like, you know what I'm saying? You go to like Sports Academy and those places. Like they'll have the caps that's more so like this. You know what I'm saying? You get the fitted ones, you know what I'm saying? The fitteds. Like you head into the club type shit. There ain't nothing wrong with those either. You know what I'm saying? But this is like Coach Jack. It's like Coach Jack Spade mode, right? This is Coach Jack. I've been my coach. This when you see the brim like this is Coach Jack. When you see the other one with the fitted, don't be no Saints fan. Don't walk, don't 6 feet player. 6 feet.
Don't do it.
This right here is Coach Jack. This is one of those, hey man. Step back. This is Coach Jack Spade here. But the other one, when you see that other fitted with the tight, with the
tight one,
6 feet player.
Give me 50
6 feet.
Now, me personally, Jack, I like the ones with the straight rim because I have a huge head. Like my head should probably have its own zip code. So I try and camouflage it by doing that. But if I wear the one like that, then you kind of see the truth. And I don't really want you to see the truth. So, I'm kind of like the Falcons. I want to disguise my coverage when it comes to my huge head. So, yeah. But I'm just curious. Lisa
Executive of the year? We're
Why
about
not?
to talk about this Sunday night. We're going to talk about the Terry extension Sunday night.
Is that all sports or is that just football? Is that all sports or is it?
If he gets going football, I must say the moves that he's made in the past 4 years and the pressure that he was under the past 4 years, it does. This doesn't seem like one of those Terry passes backs. All right, guys, you guys good now? Talk to you guys later. He's on to the next team. No. Hey, bro, hold on. Where you going? Sit on back down over here. Nah, you ain't finna leave. After all you did this for these past 4 years, no, we need you here until about 2028.
I think a good point is that you had to build this team to attract a Kirk Cousins, right?
Wow.
So your receivers were, to quote the great and wonderful Bodie 3000, ass cheeks McGee. You're probably, yeah, I think that deserves a wow, Jack. Like that's from way down there. It's even a little nostalgic. Thank you. I need my flowers. Thank you.
To try to get the wow going, he was like, "What's the wow?" I'm like, "The wow is the sound effect. It's not working, but you'll get to see it later, John."
No, but if your receivers were trash, you're probably not going to get Kirk Cousins to come here, right? If you don't have a Bijan, you're probably not going to get Kirk Cousins to come here. So while the Falcons have been toiling in mediocrity, they have been steadily building to a crescendo to where you can attract a Kirk Cousins. You can attract a Matthew Judon. You can attract a Justin Simmons, right? Because all you have to do is look over about 2 or 3 blocks.
You brought in a Jesse Bates with that roster you had last year,
right? Thank you.
That's
right,
that's big time. You brought in down there the number 1 safety in the league. Looking at that roster, he left the Bengals.
Yes, and if you juxtapose the comparison to the Atlanta Hawks, they can't get people to come there. Why? They can't build a roster, right?
How do we want to get to? Is it because of Trey Young? Because
I've
heard a lot of talks on both sides of the fan spectrum of, is it Trey? No, Terry, don't do it with the Hawks. Don't do it with the Hawks. I know what you're getting ready to do.
I don't know if it's Trey Young, but my point is, to your point, to stay on task, I think that Raheem, I think that Terry F. Baby has done a great job constructing this team, right? Because to your point, if you don't draft Kyle Pitts, if you don't draft Drake London, if you don't draft Bijan, if you don't draft Tyler Algier, then you're probably not going to get the Moonies, the Kirk Cousins, the Justin Simmons, the Matthew Judons of the world, right? Let's be real. This is the best offseason, in my humble opinion, the Falcons have ever had. But it didn't start this year, right? It didn't start this year. It started 4 years ago, 3 years ago. That's when it started. So, yeah, I definitely think he's the executive of the year, my humble opinion.
I mean, you definitely want to see what the season does when it plays out. If Falcons make it to the playoffs, Falcons win the division, there will be a lot of head coaches of the year. Kirk's probably going for MVP. Bijan. I'm looking at a situation where you talking about top 10 this and top 10 that. A lot of players winning a lot of individual awards, coaches winning their individual awards. And then for the fans, where is our award? You're looking at it right there. You're looking at Raheem taking the team to the playoffs. You're looking at a turnaround season from the past 6 years. You're looking at a new Falcons, a team that people have to go to their schedule and say, damn, we play the Falcons this week. Who's going to be a long game? The same way we're looking at the Chiefs, the same way we're looking at if we play the Bills on the schedule, if we play a certain team that's like, man, it's going to be a long game. That's how people are going to be looking at the Falcons now, right? Carolina has to look and say, damn, we play this team twice a year. Oh, my God. Bring back the old team.
If we're being honest, they feel that way about everybody.
I mean, I still don't know why they are a team, but we'll get to that too as well.
They are DA.
Shit, the hat is fire. Appreciate it, my guys. Hey, big shout out to Raymond Collins. Big shout out to Lisa Shepard in the chat. Big shout out to, oh man, the chat is live. The chat is lit. Let's catch up to the comments. Big shout out to Chef Matt. As you can see, it's game day, so he's probably preparing too much right now to even go live from his location. So what we'll do is we'll circle back with Chef Matt, and we'll see when Chef Matt can get on the channel here again, so that way we can make sure Chef Matt can come explain to you guys what's going on at the stadium. But this would have been great for Chef Matt to join us here tonight. or sorry, join us here this morning, Falcon fans. But we'll get him back on the channel. Last time you saw what happened, he was supposed to be for an hour podcast. Within the first 15 minutes, he was like, "Hey, I got a busy meeting. I got a crazy cook. He had to go cook for the FIFA International Committee. That was coming in for the World Cup, so he had to go take care of that too as well. So he had to do a taste testing for them. So today, with the stadium being open, there's a lot going on in that department. So big shout out to Chef Matt for everything that he does, and we'll definitely circle back and get him on the podcast. Brandon Keeler's in the chat. He said, "What's good, fellas? Rise up,
rise up, rise up, Brandon."
Let's see what's going on here. Oh, Raymond Collins said Hawks ownership is terrible. That's where it starts.
PH.
Bigelow Country Sports has a question for us. Anybody going to the preseason game tonight? If you are going to the preseason game tonight, you can drop a hell yeah in the chat. If you're going to the preseason game tonight, you just drop a hell yeah in the chat because we want y'all to have a good time. We want y'all to enjoy these Atlanta Falcons this season. One time for the fan will be here every single step of the way. So just know we got you locked down. Falcons, Jags tonight. Terry, I'm sure you'll be watching the game from your location. What are you looking for? We talked about a couple players to watch for, but what are you looking for when you're watching the game?
Number one, I'm looking for guys to stay healthy. That is the goal. I'm looking for either Jace or Carlos to distinguish themselves. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for the interior defensive line again to separate themselves. Let's see where it is. And I'm looking to see if it's going to be Casey Washington or Blair. That's what I'm looking for.
Falcon fans, you do have a lot to watch for, even though it's preseason. There is some small camp competition battles that's still happening here. And of course, after today, I don't know if they're going to be doing their walkthroughs, I guess, Saturday, Sunday, or their meetings, or they're going to be able to just hang out with their families and friends. And, Raheem will start making the calls Monday and Tuesday and so forth. But I'm sure the journalists and the reporters will report on what happens next after tonight. A lot of players have done their best they could in the past couple weeks here to make this roster to pretty much, show that they can be a Falcon. And if there's some that do make it, congratulations to you. For the ones that do not make it, go out there and fight as hard as you can tonight because you might make another roster, right? You might find another way to put food on the table in your surroundings, but it might not be over here in Atlanta. But still, man, big shout out to you all for doing your best. So for the players, I was getting ready to name a couple players too. So I didn't want to do that. For the players who's not going to be able to make this 53, shout out to you all. But on Tuesday, it's going to be great. I believe we're probably going to do a pop-up show Tuesday, so we can keep fans, engaged about what we got going on here. The 53-man roster will drop, and then people will be wondering about, damn, how did he make it? How did he make it over this guy? How is he on the depth chart? So we'll talk about that. Sunday night, we'll be back here talking about that Terry extension, right? Is it going to happen? It might happen today. You never know. But I think everything has played into, keeping Terry here for a long time. This is some pretty big moves that he's made, even going through the draft too as well. He's done very well with the draft. We talked about the offseason moves he's made over the past couple of years. Look at the draft. A lot of the players that he was, the scouting department too as well, man. I mean, they brought in some pretty good guys that's going to be here for a very long time in Atlanta. Fan favorites too.
Do you think there's another move coming, Jack? And
there's another move is going to be a wide receiver. It has to be because we've already called out pass rusher and safety. We called or a cornerback too, a CB2. But then again, that means they're not putting faith into Mike Hughes. So that might be the concern there. If there's a CB2, Mike Hughes was a concern.
Let me put it to you this way. You're clearly all in. Like you're all in. Hey, I'm pushing my chips towards the middle of the table. I am all in. The clap with emphasis. It's a cultural thing. You're all in. So why not go? Honestly, if it's me, let's run it. Let's run the table. Let's go get a cornerback. Let's go get a cornerback. Who's out there? What's his name? That's like, I know they're not 134 cornerbacks better than me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go get him. It's like clean sweep. Go get him. You still got Clark Phillips that's on the bench. You still got Mike Hughes that's on the bench. Let's have no weakness on this defense.
I know who you can get.
Who's that?
You can get NIL Berto.
Oh, you must have the photo, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Berto, I did not do this. Berto. This was not me.
You can get NIL Berto.
This was not me.
There he goes. That's him right there. Falcon fans, if you play NCAA, and if you're a big fan of 95 North Falcons talk show, you get to see a celebrity. You get to see NIL Berto.
NIL Berto. That's not me.
There he is right there. Smitty, right on time. Right on time, Smitty.
That's not me.
Right on time for NIL Berto segment.
Thank you, Smitty. Thank you for wishing me up well, Smitty.
What position does Berto play in NCAA? You created the player.
I just want to know.
You can put him at cornerback. You can put him at safety. Berto making that bread.
Why is Berto so mad on this picture? Like, what's he pissed off about?
I have no idea.
Like, we got to ask him, why is he so mad? What's he pissed about?
They didn't deposit the check, I'm guessing, before they
wow.
sent him to the studio.
Oh, they dropped the church's
Berto realized they got me on this one. Smile.
Get my money. That's all I'm saying. Do not drop the church's money. Y'all, you said we need to bring back Big Perm.
Berto's an athlete.
Better get my money, Smokey. Better have my money.
Die-hard Atlanta Falcon fan, content creator, Berto 95 North Falcons talk show does a great job over there reporting for under Bleacher Report. Big shout to what he has going on with the crew. Smitty, A1. They always bring in content that y'all will enjoy and y'all will love, man. They always have special guests too as well. So make sure y'all go hit that like, share, and subscribe button for not only NIL Berto, but you got Smitty, you got A1 too as well. So for those that remember, when you see Berto, remember that picture. Like, damn, that does kind of look like Berto. Falcon fan, hit that like, share, subscribe. It was crazy because one night I'm creating the player and doing the Road to Glory on NCAA, and I'm looking for a profile picture. And I'm like, okay, this picture. Like, what the fuck is that, Berto? And I'm like, no way. I send the picture over to Berto. Bro, like, yeah, man, I got me on that one. NIL Berto.
Jack, I see a comparison coming on 95 North, and it's a side-by-side of you and DeMarco Helms. Just don't be surprised if you see that, okay? I'm just saying.
For those that went to camp a couple years ago, DeMario.
Was this guy, Berto.
DeMario did that when DeMarco was drafted last year. We was at camp, and DeMarco walks over, and he was like, hey, Jack, come over here real quick. I want you to meet your twin. Come over here real quick. And DeMarco was like, who are you talking about? He's like, this guy over here, he looks just like you. Y'all stand right there. Let me take a picture. I'm like, wow. He's like the uncle that's like, you seen like the kids at Six Flags or something. Like, hey, you guys over there smile for the picture. I'm going to send it to your mom. Like, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, Mario, we do not look alike. And then somebody walked over there like, nah, Jack, you kind of do look like DeMarco Helms. No, I don't.
We got to see you side by side, Jack. We got to see.
I don't look like DeMarco Helms, bro. I'm put the picture up.
Let the people judge. Let the fans judge. Fans, if you want to see
look like DeMarco Helms, bro.
Jack side by side with DeMarco.
This man got dressed in this man. The man look like Ray McLeod, bro. The man don't look nothing like me, bro. Man, like, y'all look just alike.
You want to see Jack and DeMarco Helms side by side? Drop a 1 in the chat.
Hold on, I'm finna.
Berto, Smitty, A1, first class, most humble people you'll ever meet. Always willing to give you a chance, and just love those guys. As
Bro,
well as
no way in hell. No way.
Okay, wait. Okay. I don't.
Nah, bro.
Fans, what do we think? What do we think, fans? What do we think?
I do not look like DeMarco.
We need more light on you, Jack. You're doing a trick. We need more light on your face.
Bro, I don't look like. Oh shit, let's not even know. Oh shit. I didn't have my podcast light on. Oh, there we go.
Turn it off. Turn the light off. Camera trick, hey. Oh,
man, I don't look like DeMarco. DeMario was stunting that day. I was like, DeMario, what are you doing, bro?
Stacking the deck.
Big shout out to
Why
DeMarco.
is it dark? Jack, I've never seen it this dark, Jack. Come on. You're stacking the deck. You know what you're doing, Jack. You're stacking the deck.
You see, when we get in here for the regular season, everything will be set up for regular season. You notice that I have shifted locations from when I did the podcast multiple times. Remember, I had the TV behind me at one time. Remember, I was over here on this side. Remember, I had the fan club flag over here. You see, everything's kind of different. We're trying to redecorate.
Fast like we're not gonna know what you're doing.
We're changing up the feng shui.
Look, I want a side by side. I want the light on your face because I see what he was talking about, Jack. The people want to know. They want to see it, Jack. They want to see it. Let's go. They want to see it.
The next time I get a chance to talk to DeMarco, I'm gonna say, "Hey, DeMarco, look, check this out, man.
You need a selfie side with DeMarco.
From a fan to a player, bro. People are talking in the podcast like we're twins, bro. We look alike, bro. We don't look alike, bro. We just gotta just make it be known.
Stack the deck like that, Jack. That's illegal. You can't do that. That's like talking across the board in spades. You can't do that.
Who does that? Who does that?
Oh my God, my heart's broken. Anybody knows it? Okay, you're saying you don't have hearts. You can't talk across the board in spades, Jack. You cannot stack the deck. Okay,
you're not supposed to talk across the board. You're supposed to do sign language across the board.
No, that
doesn't work.
Jack, what are you doing? You're gonna get kicked out of spades games. Come on, we could be partners one day. You can't do that.
Who's gonna remember that? Who's gonna invite me to the spades game and be like, "Yeah, I remember that podcast when Jack said he knows."
Jack,
it's like baseball. It's like the calls in baseball. Like, you got spades.
Jack, look.
How many hearts you got?
I'm gonna tell you a story. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story about because I used to play spades back in the day. Okay, your man T Will. Hey, I could put him down, bro. Okay, so this has got to be a good. Smith says he's never playing spades with you. By the way, okay. But
old Jack over there.
Look, hold on. I'm playing spades. This got to be like 25 years ago. All right,
one of those moves.
I have my young nephew, right, who just got out of. Well, I'm not gonna put his business out there, but I got my young nephew with me, and shall we say he had to go away till November. Those of you who follow the Fujis, you know what I'm saying. He had to go away till November. All right, so he comes back, and we are in Clayton County of all places. We are at a party in which we know nobody. We don't. Well, they knew some folks. I didn't know anybody. None of my homies. Right. All right. So we're playing spades, and I swear to you, my nephew drops the joker 4 times. Now, the first thing you got to be asking yourself, people, is there are 2 jokers in a spades deck. How can you drop it 4 times? Mind you, there were copious amounts of liquor. Okay.
Sheesh.
But the trick is if you drop a card, right? And you keep your books next to you. If you're really good, you can pull a card from the deck and swap it with another one and then drop it in. Now, you don't do that because that'll get you cut. That'll get you hurt in some circles, right? So we're playing and we're winning money, by the way. Oh, yeah, we're winning money. And I'm looking at him like, stop doing this shit, man. What are you doing? Okay. The night goes on. We continue to drink. About the 4th time he does it, somebody stops the car and says, wait a minute. I've seen that joker before. Now, this guy has got to be 6'4". All sorts of bad business, all sorts of jailhouse tattoos. I want nothing to do with this, right? So we get the hell on. The point is, Jack, you cannot use these little symbols like, oh, it's raining. Oh, my heart's broken. Oh, I got a girl's best friend. That'll get you hurt in some circles, Jack. You can't do that. Okay.
So wait. So nobody wants to play spades with Jack? You don't want to play spades with Jack Spade?
Well, when you say it like that, I mean, come on, but still, you can't talk across the board. That's all I'm saying. Can't talk across the board. Anyway, Jack, predictions.
You going back to that cookout now and we mopped the floor with who was we playing against? Who was that playing against? It was I forget who it was. Mopped the floor with them. Mopped the floor. They was like, why you going 4? Why you going board? I got 270. Bro, leave us alone. I think it was Thomas. Yeah. Thomas Scott rise up to our fan club. He was like, "Why y'all going board? Why y'all going 5? Y'all finna get set." I said, "Don't worry about what we doing."
Thomas and dude with the perfect goatee, his friend, like with the perfect goatee.
That was Mike. That was Mike Nellums.
Mike. That was Thomas.
Big shout to Muscle Man Mike too as well, man. We're gonna be out there in Philadelphia coming up. We got the Rise with Tour fan club events, man. Everybody's just gonna be partying this season. The amount of people who's purchased tickets to our party in Vegas too as well. I don't want to sidestep the story, but the amount of people who's purchased tickets to our party in Vegas. Big shout out to you all. We can't wait to get out there in Vegas. I mean, it sucks that we had to wait all the way to December. We was hoping Vegas was gonna be like week 2, but we're gonna have a good time. If y'all don't want to play spades with Jack Spade, that's a y'all thing. That's not a me. I think I'm good. Facts, mental note, no spades with spade. Come on.
You can't.
What's going on?
The board.
Y'all can pick my partner. Just let me know.
You can't
pick my partner. It don't matter.
Jack, you can't talk across the board. That's equivalent to traveling in basketball. It's a fundamental.
Terry. I never talk. I never speak. Look, Terry, look.
You a third base coach now? Is that what you are? You're third base coach? Is that what we're working with now?
Notice the hands. One's right on this side. One's left on this side.
You're the Astros when they were cheating in 2017. That's who you are. Okay. What up, Anthony?
Who doesn't? When you ask your partner how many books you going, your partner looks at you and says, most of the time they're gonna say,
Jack, that's why you.
How many you got?
Jack, that's why you count cards, Jack. Jack, that's why you count
Just
cards.
saying. Right? I'm looking across the board and I'm like,
Jack. My parents sat me down when I was 2 and explained the concept of spade, right? You count cards. That's all it is, right? You got, if you're playing with just the jokers, you got 15 spades. If you're playing with the two deuces, you got 16, right? You have 11 diamonds, 12 clubs, 12 hearts, right? So if I got aces and kings, but I got a total of 6 hearts, I'm not counting my king.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, one of those is going to get cut. You get what I'm saying? If I have 7 spades, if we're playing with deuces, that means there are 9 out there, 9 divided by 3 people. So it's more so math, and it's also playing the player, right? So, for example, most people, they get into this routine. So if let's say your partner drops a book, right? And the person in front of you drops it and it's the same suit, and you get ready to cut it, and you notice the person that has to come behind you already reaching for their card, more than likely they're not going to cut it. Because when people cut, there's a little delay. So you go ahead and try. It's little things like that, Jack, right? What it's not, you can't talk across the board. You cannot. You just can't, right? You are a habitual line stepper, Jack. You can't do that. I wouldn't be your friend if I wasn't honest with you. You can't do that. You cannot be like, yeah, so we're going 10. Did you see that? Did you see? You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't. Okay? We can dead it now. You can't do that. You can't.
So I should just throw the spades trophies in the trash?
No. Let me tell you something. If you won, you win, buddy. All right? Let me tell you something. A win is a win. And if you're not cheating, you're not trying. But there's a way to cheat, Jack, okay? And we'll talk about that offline because we may end up being partners. There's a way to cheat, but that ain't it.
There's somebody getting ready to have a spades tournament like, no, we ain't inviting Jack. Go ahead and take him off the list. But you said he'd show up. He is going to show, but he's going to win. He's going to win this tournament. Him and whoever partner he's bringing, they're going to win. I should start putting out the YouTube videos while you see is just the hands and the cards on the table. First thing you want to do is this is what you want to do. Look at your partner. This now he's talking.
Yeah, who's your partner? Kansas City Mac. Like who's your?
Oh my gosh.
Who's your partner?
Somebody who's not on my friends list. They'll go looking them up. Like they're not even mutual friends. How does he know this guy?
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. All right.
Numbers not saved in the phone.
Oh my God, Jesus, man. Okay.
Oh, Falcon fans, we're doing great here. Oh, Anthony was there. You saw you definitely can't talk across the board in spades, Jack. I'm going to have to agree with Terry on this one, fan. Hey, let me tell you something.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you.
I'm not talking.
Jack, that's recognizable. Jack, who the hell isn't going to see you doing that? Like, number one, Jack, let me help you out.
I didn't talk. Did I just mention I had 7 spades in my hand? Possibly, but I didn't talk.
Jack, let me help you out. If you're gonna cheat, right? This is what you do.
It's a joke. Jack, it's a joke. So there's some Falcons fans right now, like, nah, he disrespecting spades, player. He disrespecting the game.
Jack,
Oh, it's a joke.
Jack, if you're gonna cheat, you take a drink, right?
Oh my god.
Right. So if it's a heart, you put it down on the left side, right? Yeah. If it's a spade, you put it on the right. Okay. Yeah. If it's a club, you hold it in your lap.
So what about the players back in the day that would take 5 or 6 spades and put them down right here and be like, y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble. Look at all these. Y'all in trouble. I got 2 over here. Look at all these cards. Y'all in trouble. I know that you holding down all them spades over there. I'm prepared because I got a handful of fucking hearts.
You don't know. You don't. That could be bluffing.
Nobody out there do no bluffing.
Oh my God.
No. Anybody I done played spades with, they put them cards. If you see some, first of all, man, where my goddamn cards at? I'm finna get this from them. First of all, if you see somebody in spades hitting one of these moves, that motherfucker's setting up. You better jump off the ship right now because you about to hit the water.
They're organizing their hand. That doesn't mean that they have a great hand.
That man got number, boy. He got number. Boy, he got number ninjas over there in his hand. You better be careful. You better be careful.
All right. Okay. I give up.
You setting up.
You got it.
And I'm over here looking at 3 of hearts, 5 of diamonds. Where you going? You going board? What? You going board? What's the point? What's the point?
Look, Jack, it's all about your partner. That could be theatrics. That could be set up to intimidate you.
Hey,
people
work. It's work. It's work because my hand shows a number of hearts, and my partner talking about some. I got one in the possible. We quit the game.
Your partner
could be a hard hand right here.
Have 6 spades, Jack. Your partner can have 6. So that's a time where you like, partner, what you got? And if your partner says board, then yeah, you're probably gonna take that ass whooping. But you can't just go off of what somebody said. People lie. They intimidate. They cajole. They manipulate. They try and trick you, Jack. It's a part of the game that we all know and love, Jack. Okay?
I'm starting to find out a little bit more about T. Will Raymond Collins. He's probably going to turn around. Computer's going to turn. As soon as we got the podcast, that spade MGM Grant's just going to open up. All right, everybody, go ahead and place bets 20, 40, 20, 40, 46, 46. We're not doing this again like last night. Jake, you still here? Jake, you still here? Jake 31 is still here. I know these jokers who they messing with. That's why Terry's scared to go to Vegas. They looking for him. People ain't going to Vegas. They looking for him. I'm in Vegas over there like, hey, start that YouTube movie? Channel. We IRLing right now.
Hold on. What was that movie, 21? What was that movie, 21? 21 where he got his ass kicked because he was counting cards?
Come on. No, 21 was just straight up cheating. 21 over there nipped the card on the side of it. He knew what card it was. He was over there looking like, yeah, there it go right there. And as soon as Buddy turned around, he went to go switch the card. What are you doing? That's messing up the game right there. That's messing up the game right there. That's not what you do. That's not what you do.
Bro, dude took
Come on, man.
Dude took an ass whooping.
As soon as 21 walk in the room with dice or cards in his hand, I'm walking the fuck out. I'm not doing that. Not me. Not me. But there's way to play spades. We just talking about spades here. You know, we're talking Falcons football too, but spades got a little active here. Right? Because you know, Terry probably saw me mop up that team 350 to 70 last time. They're like, damn, how the hell, Jack? How the hell, yeah? Terry, you was sitting there. I mopped them up. We mopped them up pretty bad, wasn't it? Yeah. It was bad. Terry was right there like, God damn, they good as hell. Yeah, we good. Hell, we good. I flip this whole damn table over talking about we good. We great.
Yeah. When you come from way down here to slam that car, like that's an ass whooping. That is dominance, right? When you bring that arm way back here, you know what I mean, and you shapop it, right? Shapop. I made up that word. Shapop. That's an ass whooping. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Falcons. See what you made us do. Now we're talking spades on the podcast. Now I gotta go start a spades podcast. You see what I'm gonna do?
I had to make sure that you were okay because you gotta learn how to cheat, right? You can't be as blatant as you are. You have to learn the subtleties. There's ways to do it, Jack. Okay, What you can't do is be third base coach, and you can't do that, Jack. Jack, you're gonna get thrown out. You can't do that. Okay, there are ways to do it, right? You know what I mean?
You know what you can do, Terry? Play defense like Clark Phillips.
Oh, do you think that ball was underthrown a little bit?
No, I think Clark Phillips just has the hops.
He does have the hops. He does have the
That's
hops.
Clark Phillips. That's Clark Phillips. That ball was that's tight coverage too as well. It's not the guy that's launching like 5 or 6 yards away from the ball on some Odell Beckham type shit. Like he's right there up. He's on Drake. You know what I'm saying? So that's good coverage. That's good coverage. That's good pass deflection. That's good awareness.
Can we see the trail technique? Because I think there's one where there's a trail technique and he's beaten, and he comes back and runs up under the ball, right? Like if you watch the whole thing, he's in the trail technique, but Drake is clearly behind him. And then he catches up.
StreamYard. Yeah, StreamYard messes up when I try to scroll down here with all these videos, so I'll find it.
Don't do it. No, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's all good. He said, Raymond, they got y'all pictures up at the casino. Oh, wow.
Soon we walk in there.
Oh, wow.
Soon as we walk in.
Jack. Oh, shit. Wow. Sorry about that. Damn. Sorry about that.
You spilled the yak?
No, man. I almost knocked the monitor over. So I got to get like a monitor stand because the one I have right now is extremely unstable. Hey, let's go. Let's go, Smitty. Let's go. Let's go run a Boston on some folks. Let's go do it. Let's go do it.
Wait, Smitty and Terry versus me and Country and Spades? All right. Country looking over there like, shit, I'll take that bet. Who want to put money on the table? Country looking like, who my partner? I'll take that bet.
Jack, I don't think you want that. I'm going to tell you something. I don't think
matter of fact, the game's going to be played in December 13th. Give us way more time. Way more time to prepare. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and start this Spades game. We're going to start this Spades game real quick. Looking like fucking Kirk Cousins back there on the Spades table. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We're talking Falcons football.
Jack, do you know how to deal from the bottom of the deck?
Huh?
You know how to deal from the bottom of the deck?
Dealing is my is the worst part of what I can do out there on the card table.
So check it right. When you get once you shuffle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you shuffle, most dealers will take the deck and look at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
If the bottom is not, if it's not a card that you like, when you're on the last 4 and you get to the person before you,
you deal one left, you deal one right. I know the trick of the trade too as well, man. That's why you always, you can do left, right. You can do right, left. Sometimes I might even just go middle, left, right, forward. It depends on who's there, who's paying attention. Anybody pay attention to that? All right, cool. Then we'll just keep it moving.
It's what you got to do, right? So look, last 4, 1, 2, right?
Yeah.
And as you're getting ready to give them, just switch the card and give them that last card.
Here's the easier one, Terry. Did you ever do the one where the card accidentally turns over when you give it to the opponent? Shit. Wasn't supposed to mention that one. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe, but you can't win with that 6 of hearts. Dre Murphy's in the chat. You know what, Terry? I done flip the card over. I see the 6 of hearts. That's not going to win. I remember that card, though. But now you're one short of what you think.
But now you got to turn over some for yours, right?
Well, you never know if you're paying attention. But what are we talking about here? We're live. Dre Murphy, y'all talking about locking up Terry and baby. Please save the baby. Fontenot for the next few years. I hope, pray, and wish my boy, my dog, my man Kyle freaking Pitts, the unicorn, is the next person to get it. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Kyle, there's going to be some players here, I think, long term. And, of course, there's going to be some coaching staff and organization members here long term. Terry Fontenot, we got to keep him here for a while. Kyle Pitts, I'm sure you'll be keeping here for a while. The younger guys, you definitely want to keep. Because the ones that's
Kyle and Drake.
Well, that's we had to bring the capologist in here and find out.
This cap is going to increase. You're looking at $30 million a pop.
So let's go ahead and reach out to Scott Karisic and let's get Scott Karisic in here Sunday night.
That is a good idea.
And let's see if Scott can tell us how the Falcons can keep all these players. Because Scott he's a wizard with these numbers game when it comes to how this can happen.
However, you might want to plan to be here till 11. If I'm just saying.
Yeah, the podcast starts at 8. We're probably going to finish like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
But that's got Chris.
Red Bull. But hey, Scott's fun. Scott's committed, man.
Scott talks football. Scott talks Falcons football.
Scott.
He will chat with you about the equipment, the players, the fans, the mascot, the grass. If they haven't done the grass that day, the person's outdoor, indoor. Talk about every single thing. The lining on the letters of the jersey. He would talk about anything because he has that knowledge to talk Falcons football, and he will bring up multiple different topics. He just has the knack to talk Falcons football. It's just great to have Scott around. Raymond Collins, hey chat, watch out for T. Will on spades. He dirty.
I'm not dirty. Racing is rubbing is race. Hey, look, Raymond, if you're not cheating a little bit, you're not trying to win. Okay, you can't be obvious. You don't have to do it at every given hand, but if you're not pushing it to the limit, Raymond, you're not trying to win. You're not trying to win. Okay. Hey.
It's about time to pay Drake London too. Now those moves that have to come up. Drake is in his third year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that move would be made next year.
You got
this season.
He was a first round pick, so he has 5.
He has 5, so he'll be going into 2026.
Yeah,
so he'll be good. Kyle would have to be next year,
and that's going to be $30 million. If he has a great year, that's going to be $30 million. And that's where it starts, right? What?
Take care of Bijan. I think honestly, I don't want to get to that point because Falcon fan. Let's focus on this year. But the 2-headed monster, we love having a 2-headed monster. But
hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. I got some news. It's not football related.
Damn it! I'm getting ready to find my phone. Go ahead.
Steph Curry requests trade from the Warriors. It's on X. On NBA Central. I don't know how reliable this is. It Chris Hayne? Chris Hayne is reporting this.
Let's see this. Because I know we're talking Falcons here, but this is still.
No, that's big news, man. That's like Superman leaving the Justice League. Okay. Look, Batman, it's time for us to go separate ways. Okay. All right. I got some shit I got to work out. I got to be a solo act, baby. All right. Hey, Wonder Woman, it was good while it lasted.
I don't know T. Will. I don't know T. Will. Nobody.
That's like Michael Lee Jackson's. That's big. Hey, Tito, look, I know, right? I know I help you get chicks, but you'll have to figure it out, Tito. All right? Jermaine, stop biting my shit. Okay. I gotta go out and do my own thing. Stop trying to be me, Jermaine. Okay. You gotta be your own. All right.
Falcon fans. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. It's going down in a major way. Falcons, Jags tonight at the Benz. Did not know this is going to turn into a 2-hour podcast, but it did. And the reason is because we love talking Falcons football with you all. And we're going to continue talking Falcons football with you all. For the people that did ask about the super chats and stuff, that stuff should be set up soon. Of course, when you do the YouTube program, you have to, to get approved and everything, which I'm sure it would be okay. But here at One Time for the Fan, we, Lisa Shepard said, I saw earlier Curry took words off his profile.
Yeah, because she would know. She would know. Lisa, Lisa's about that life. Lisa is about that life. So if Lisa saw that, there's got to be something to that.
Hold on, because if I'm the Hawks, I'm like,
Hawks, let's go. Let's get Steph Curry, baby.
If I'm the Hawks, you better. I don't give a damn what you have to do.
Let's get Steph Curry. Let's go. Let's go, Hawks.
Hold on now. Ain't nothing trending just yet. So we will see.
I'm telling you, because they're going to be ass cheeks McGee this year, bro. They are going to suck the H. They are going to be awful.
Nothing yet. Nothing. Nope. Nothing yet. This would have been big time. Hey, look, Falcon fans.
I'm telling you, it's big time.
Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. This is what it's all about when it comes to talking Falcons football, talking Atlanta Falcons football. Falcon fans talking Falcons football on a Falcons Friday. Breakfast with One Time for the Fan. Definitely apologize about everybody else probably geared up to see Chef Matt here today on the show. Chef Matt is extremely busy. And you can probably see that because today is the day that the Falcons play the Jags at the Bend. So a lot of things that have to happen at the Bends that goes in that food area, that food department, Chef Matt has to take care of too as well. So he's been on the show before. We'll get him back on the show again. I guarantee you that. We do have our Chef's Corner coming up this season. So that's going to be very cool as well. But thank you all who's been here talking Falcons football and enjoying the day enjoying the early morning with us. Now, I see some fans are getting ready to start making their way to the Bends or around that area because there are some fans that's flying in to Atlanta today for this game too as well. Big shout out to Jalen Jones. I believe he's flying in from the Midwest, and some other fans going to be driving in from different cities and so forth. So, man, the Falconator is getting ready to hit 85 shortly because he lives in the Carolinas, and it doesn't matter where the Falcons are playing. He's going to try to find a way to get to the game. So, big shout out to all the fans who's going to be at the game today. Right, we're going to have another podcast Sunday night talking Falcons football. Hopefully we'll get some information about the Falcons with Terry, if there's going to be an extension or something going forward. It seems like that's the only thing they can do left. Otherwise, maybe make a move for a wide receiver or bring in cornerback. And then you kind of, you look at the pass rusher situation is where we've been calling it for a while. We didn't get sacks against the Dolphins, and that might have been a concern to where, okay, we got pressure, but we didn't get sacks on second and third stringers. So that might be a concern to where, okay, look, let's just go ahead and boost up this defense. Let's go ahead and get these guys ready for week one, and let's scare some folks. Let's bring in a Matthew Judon to where the Steelers now have to plan to guard this guy, right? The Chiefs, the Eagles, every team with the play now has to guard a Matthew Judon. It's not just about Grady and David Amiata anymore in that front line. You got to look for Justin Simmons and Jesse Bates now, right? So teams now know, hey, I got to be careful throwing the ball. Teams now know I got to be careful running the ball. I got to be careful standing in the pocket. Some way, somehow, these Falcons can get to me, right? And that's every person on the opposite side with the ball in their hand, regardless if it's a receiver on a screenplay or a running back on a check down. The Falcons are finna swarm your ass. We brought some players in there to come swarm. Raheem is preaching to these players about how to continue to fighting through the play. You know what I'm saying? Playing to the whistle blows, man. In the past, we saw players take plays off and missing tackles. I don't think we're going to see that, man. I don't think we're seeing that this year. Right? So big shout out to all the Falcon players again that's getting ready to try to make this 53. Sterling Woods is in the chat. But they have a good weekend. Big shout out to Sterling Woods. But Terry, yeah, man. It's great that this is the last preseason game because Sunday night show talks about the 53, talk a little bit about Terry, and get ready for Falcons Steelers because that's what's getting ready to happen after tonight. But Terry, I gotta let you know, man, it's always good to talk Falcons football on a Friday morning, and we're gonna be doing more of this. But the platform is yours, sir, when it comes to these shout outs.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, shout out to the fans of this. You guys make it so much fun. I mean, guys, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else Friday morning at 11:09 a.m. Like, this is truly where it's at. I cannot tell you how much I enjoy this. I cannot tell you how much I'm just thankful to be a part of this. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Terry F. Baby for kicking ass and taking names. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith for being the donkey hooter of the day. That's right. I just coined a new term. Right? So what's that show with Envy and Charlemagne? What's that
Envy
show?
and Charlemagne. Is that Breakfast Club, I think it is?
Yeah, Breakfast Club. They have Donkey of the Day. We have Donkey Hooter of the Day. See, they are McDonald's. We're McDowell's. No, I'm kidding. But he's the
shit.
he's the Donkey Hooter of the day. Hey, shout out to God. I would not be here without him. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Really do. Thank you, God. Shout out to my family, my work family, my friends, my One Time for the Fan family. Shout out to my brother. Didn't see you today, Eric Parker, but I know you're out there, man. Hopefully you're having a great day. Shout out to my brother, Victor Wilson. Definitely didn't see you in the chat because you're working, but hope you're having a great day. And last but not least, shout out to my friend Lamar Johnson, my best friend from high school, who reached out to me, who was actually watching our podcast, Jack.
Oh,
So
shout out Lamar.
yeah, shout out to Lamar. And well, I'm not gonna put his business out there, but he was watching it at work, which I thought was funny. And he was like, "You guys are making me laugh," or something like that. So hey, man, shout out to you, Lamar. Appreciate that. And yeah,
Little
Jack.
do you know, Lamar's manager watches the show too. Oh, really?
Wow.
He's down there watching the show.
Oh, wow.
Boop.
Lamar Hutchinson, report to the office, please. Lamar Hutchinson, report to the office.
Hey Mo, put your phone down, dog. Put your phone down. Put your phone down. Seriously. Yeah, I know. I still owe you $30 from Prime, man. I know. Put your phone down. All right. Okay, cool. He's good, Jack. He's good.
This Terry? Terry from Savannah?
Oh wow!
How many wide receivers and running backs do you think they're going to keep personally? Receivers. I do see about 5-6 receivers. Yes, don't forget Kyle Pitts and Bijan's going to be using that offense a lot too as well, and the tight ends are using the Kyle Shanahan's offense enough. Not to say that they're going to be like part of the receiver group, but still enough to where you don't have to dress out 6 if you don't want to. You can use 5 because Kyle and John might have a big part in that role that game, or Bijan and Tyler might have a big part catching too as well. Or they might just go with a more run balance offense against the team. Depends on, they might be playing they might be playing the 32nd run defensive team in the league, and it's like shit. We can load them up with Bijan, Jason, and Tyler all game.
Yeah.
You know, but it depends on what the scheme is.
Yeah, I would say that. And then Raheem likes to rotate defensive linemen, so he may carry 1 or 2 extra defensive linemen than others. So it could be 5 receivers with 1 on the practice squad. It could be. I don't know, but good question. Yeah, but that's it, man. The floor is yours, Jack.
See Falcon fans posting back in the Benz tonight, sold out season tickets. I'm excited for this upcoming season. The person is hanging out of the window while the cars in traffic, but the person's hanging out the window like they're partying. Like, okay, well, hey fans.
One last thing, guys. If you can, shout out to Deshaun Caldwell. Just drop him a line, man. Guy lost his mom. I know what that's like, and it really made me feel good when you guys reached out to me. That will forever be a sensitive subject, and whenever I see somebody go through that, I want to help them. I want to reach out to them because I know what that's like. So if you can, guys, today, tomorrow, the weekend, just send them a shout. Say, hey, man, thinking about you, praying for you. Whatever. But that would be cool. All right, Jack. Now I'm done. Go ahead, sir.
He doesn't have to be in the chat for us to shout him out. Most of y'all have saw Deshaun in the chat since day one. It's usually the first comment in here. He's asking questions to the chat, trivia about music or movies, and then he might go into Falcons trivia too as well. And of course, he's going through a tough situation right now in his life. So,
Jack, he gave you a shout out. He gave you,
Deshaun.
And I forgot to tell you. So Deshaun called me the other night. When it happened, I was like, "Hey man, call me. I'm here for you." And we probably talked about it now. But he said that he went through a situation where he had some health issues, and he said that you and Bodie and Chase reached out to him and were really there for him during that situation. So
I was back in the situation last time, yeah.
Yeah, so One Time for the Fan is not just about football, guys. We are a family, we are people, we understand that life be life, and we understand the impact happens, and we care. And I thought that was a great, because he didn't have to tell me that. But I just thought that was a great thing, and I just wanted to shout you guys out for doing the right thing, man, being good citizens and good people. So,
yep. And for Carlos Washington, if he doesn't make the 53, he's definitely on the practice squad. But then again, there's going to be other teams looking at this like, hey,
I snatch him. I think you put him on the practice squad. He's gone. He is gone.
There's a couple players that I can see getting up out of here. But then again, you have to have some players on the practice squad. So we'll see what that does. Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody who's enjoying the podcast. We had a lot of laughs tonight. I mean, I keep saying tonight like it's the Sunday and Wednesday show. We had a lot of laughs this morning, a lot of jokes. We don't bash the team. We don't bash the players. it's all jokes and fun and games. Right? Nobody's being disrespectful to anybody. But that Spades conversation we have, we'll definitely bring that back up again because more people probably want to hear about how I'm winning all these Spades games and everything. But
that every tournament, bro.
It's a joke about the cheating. I know people are probably sitting there like, all right, as soon as the Spades game is being played, don't bring Jack around. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. So
don't be like, hell no, not that
I'm
guy.
just good at playing spades. People might think I'm cheating because I'm just good at playing spades. But well, what about your partner? I don't care what my partner's doing.
You have mutant power. That's what it is. Okay. You're an X-Man. Okay. Got it.
Big shout out to everybody in the chat. Big shout out to everybody watching the podcast, everybody who talks about One Time for the Fan. I've heard a lot of people mentioning that they've heard it from other fans and how they've shared it and Twitter and social media. I appreciate it. One Time for the Fan is from the fan. It's for the fan. We will continue to say that. Just enjoy being a Falcons fan. There's going to be great days ahead, and we want to make sure everybody's on board for this successful season that's about to happen, right? Even watching NFL Network right now, they're talking about our Week 1 matchup right now. Are you buying into Justin Fields being QB1 in Pittsburgh? They don't know who their QB1 is. We know who our QB is, right? A lot of teams don't know who their starting offensive tackle is. We know who our tackles are. A lot of people don't even know who their starting safety or linebacker or defensive end is. We know who our guys are. Keep saying, I think both since last week against the Ravens, you can kind of look and say, okay, the Falcons have their starting 11 on both sides of the ball. I think so. I think they already know who's going to be in those spots. And now they're just trying to fill up the rest of the depth spots, which is why they held out almost 30-something players last week, right? Yeah. Those guys already know.
Do you think the fact that you still don't know who the starter is for Pittsburgh is Justin Fields that good, or has Russell Wilson been that bad? Like, what do you think about that? Or is this cannon fodder and they already know?
John, big shout out to John from Out of Your Falcon Mind. John told me about that Steelers-Bills game. I saw a little bit the other night. I'm actually go back and try to watch some now because they have the replay up on the channel, the network. But that was bad.
Did the ones play?
Both Did the ones play? Some of them, yes.
Okay.
So you got a situation where the team is
you got Dixon Way in the chat. What up, Dixon Way?
Not doing too well, too, as well. Big shout out to the Dixon Way. Say, good morning, gentlemen. Rise up content creators. Big shout out to the Dixon Way in the chat. Dre Murphy's in the chat. He said, have y'all heard anything about the wide receiver Josh Ali, though? Because I sure haven't, though. I've only heard Josh Ali in a couple camp notes. If he goes up there and goes for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, might find a job somewhere. But I don't know if that's enough to say he's on the 53, especially with that wide receiver room that kind of just needs like one more wide receiver. But people are kind of saying it's Chris Blair, right? And there are fans that know football. Like, let's not go at fans who's saying, oh, this guy needs to be on the 53 and this guy does. I mean, we value everybody's opinion here within One Time for the Fan. But there's a lot of fans in this chat that watch Falcons football. They know Falcons football. And there's a lot of people that agree that Chris Blair should be on this team, right? Nobody, not being rude, but not too many people in this chat has mentioned Josh Ali.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've actually even spoke of anything longer than a minute on Josh Ali. Because it's no disrespect, but the camp notes and the work on the field hasn't shown that Josh Ali is out here. But then again, he might be balling out. He might be doing a great job at camp. I don't know. But Chris Blair has been mentioned on this channel. Now, let me ask you a question. Are we wrong for saying that? Do you think he knows that? Do you think Chris Blair knows the attention he's getting on social media? Because D. Alford, around that time, I'm sure he had to know that, hey, man, bro, we tagging you on everything, bro. We tagging the Falcons. We tagging, bro. You need to be on this team. We're at camp yelling your name at the top of the hill. Like, yo, number 20 needs to be here. So maybe if they would have got that with the Falcons open practice to the public, you could have heard more of us yelling Josh Ali and Chris Blair. Now we're using social media because those days of us going to the camp, it wasn't there this year. We only had the 2 days. Yeah. And the days that we were there, it was Rondale Moore. It was Ray. It was Casey. We didn't hear too much about Chris Blair until when Rondale Moore went down.
Yeah.
Rondale Moore went down. Here comes the Chris Blair. So, hey, Big shot to Chris Blair. Big shot to Josh Ali. Go out there and fight, bro. You might make the practice squad. I believe Josh was on the practice squad last year. So go out there and try to make the best you can of this day to all the players. But right now, fans are saying it's Chris Blair who should be on that spot. 53-man roster comes out Tuesday. We'll talk about it on Tuesday. Carla Wiggins said, picture this, we would have had them been spinning on our wheels. Hey, big shout out to Carla Wiggins in the chat. Anthony S is in the chat. You said shout out to the Rise Up Tour, also ready for the season. You know the Rise Up Tour is always ready.
What's up, Anthony?
Terry? You have something to mention before we wrap it up here, or you good?
No, I'm good. I'm saying rise up.
Oh, man, it's all about the rise up. It's all about the Falcons, man. Look, they're still talking about this whole time while we just mentioned this. They're still talking about Justin Fields being QB1 in Pittsburgh. That's what NFL Network's worried about. Who's going to be the QB1? We already know our QB1.
Oh, he was speaking on Justin Fields. That's what Carlos said.
Oh, okay.
So Jack, when we do these Rise Up Tour parties, notice I said we. Did you guys catch that? I did, because I will be going. Is there a theme to these parties? Like, I don't know, Vegas. Is there a theme? Is there ever like
have a good time?
Just have a good time.
Always have a good time. We're just trying to put on some events. We try to do some stuff so fans can just say, we did this, and then we went to a Falcons game. In the past, it was like you're just going to the game.
So your birthday is October the 26th, right?
Yes. The Tampa game.
That's close to Halloween, right?
That's the Tampa game, yeah.
How about when we go down to Tampa Bay, if we do like a kid and play house party at wherever we go, right? And we're all decked out in our kid and play gear, and you got to do the two. I just think that would be cool. I don't know. It was a thought.
That would be through our coordinator of events department. That would be Thomas Scott.
But let's pitch it to Thomas. That'd be fun, dude. Kid and play. That'd be. Come on, man.
How many people in the house?
Yes. How many
kids? One of these.
Yes. How many kids? Yeah.
Hey, yo, don't bump the table. Don't bump the table.
You call that music?
You messing on my too.
What do you think? I helped you out. I'm
getting those digits. Falcon fans, once again, shout out to everybody. I thank you all for being here today. We promise that the next couple podcasts won't be 2 hours and a half. But then again, we're going to have Scott on Sunday night. So I'm going to go reach out to Scott, see if we can get him out here.
That one might be 4. Like, you have Scott on, man. Hey, and I'm here for it. I love Scott. I support him. I'm a fan. But you already know Scott is committed, brother. Scott is committed. Dixon Way says, as long as Arthur Smith is calling the plays, I feel we should beat the Steelers for free.
At this point, Arthur Smith got the clipboard down and go pick up the football. Start helping them out either on that line or in the QB room, because this is looking bad out here.
Honestly, I don't think Arthur will be as bad as he was here because he only has to focus on the offense, right? Like, make no mistake about it. Head coaching is difficult. You have so much coming at you at once. The realm of responsibility of a head coach today is totally different than it was 15 years ago. Yeah. And a lot of guys are simply not ready for that, right? It's like if you're at your job and you're good at what you do, and then you become a supervisor, but you still got a individual contributor mindset, right? Mm-hmm. You're really good at what you do, but you haven't accepted the fact that you are now a leader. So it's about delegation. It's about motivating your people. It's about who needs a kick in the rear, who needs a soft whisper like you're okay, who needs an attaboy. It's different. You're a leader now, and you can't still think like an individual contributor. And I really think Arthur Smith and a lot of, not just him, but a lot of guys, especially their first go round, are still thinking like coordinators and not head coaches. Yeah. And I really feel like, again, once the brain expands, it can't go back to what it was. He will be a better coordinator. That doesn't mean he's going to set the world on fire, but I really think that experience can only help him. Now, I still think we beat them, but I don't think he's going to be the middling, Three Stooges, Keystone Cops organization that the way he ran the Falcons. I don't think it'll be that. Plus, you got Mike Tomlin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mike Tomlin is a leader of men.
Mm-hmm.
So, just my thoughts.
Falcon fans, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Going down in a major way. Sunday night, we'll be back 8 p.m. talking Falcons football with who else? The chat, the fans, Falcons friends, and family. Because that's what we want to do. Right? We want to make sure this fan base knows that one time for the fan is always here representing the Atlanta Falcons fan base. Big shout out to the Rise Up Tour fan club. Y'all going on the road this year. Telling y'all, you want to be a part of the Rise Up Tour fan club. So many events and things that we have going on this year for fans to step away from football. Like Vegas, all of our Vegas events are away from the casino. Because you already know you're going to be in the casino. That's all day. That's 9 in the morning. That's 2 in it doesn't matter. 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 10 o'clock at night, we know you're going to be in the casino. So the events that we put on is to take you away from the casino. Do things that you can do with other fans, hang out, enjoy the times of being a Falcon fan in another city because your team is doing well and you can represent well with your fan base, right? And now it's getting to a point where fans see us in other cities and they're like, oh, them Falcons are here? Oh, we know they're here. You get that in New Orleans all the time now. When it comes to that week in November that we're heading down to New Orleans, there's going to be a shit ton of Falcon fans down in New Orleans that week because they know that the team is looking good, but that rivalry always brings that, that experience of just being at an away game in New Orleans, right?
And knowledge.
You're enjoying the food, you're enjoying the music, you're enjoying the weather. In November, it's not going to be too cold too as well in New Orleans. It's not going to be that bad. So you get to enjoy all this, have a party too as well, and then you get to go to a Falcons game that Sunday. So Falcon fans, this is what we do with the Rise Up Tour fan club. We just make sure everybody has a good time. But we do have a lot of events that we have coming up. And we'll talk about that Sunday night. Because we're 2 hours and a half here on this podcast. So big thank you to everybody in the chat.
Dixon Wayne.
Had any info about AJ contract come out yet? Is it front loaded or back loaded? Just wondering if we free up some more money to make our Thanos final stone in the gauntlet trade.
Oh, Dixon Way, I love because that's what I was thinking, right? That's what I was asking. Because if you're gonna do a contract, the first year, the year you're in, you're always gonna backload that one because you want to make moves that year. Like we could have freed up some cap space to go and get Stephon Gilmore, to go and get Hunter Renfro, maybe both. Yes, I'm being greedy. I know, but
somebody said Julio Young. Oh, go ahead. You good?
No, not Quintarius Lopez. No. Shout out to much love, Julio. Best to ever do it. But we could have, right? We could have in this deal. We could have offset some money, right? Let's give him a little signing bonus over here, all right, and that'll be for next year. And now we have, I don't know, 10, 12 million. And now we get to go get Hunter and Stephon Gilmore and really be the modern day Avengers. Okay? We're the Avengers. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Let's go kick Thanos' ass. Let's go. Let's do it. You never know. But I did wonder that. So that's a good question, Dixon Way. I know it's 81 million. I don't know the details. You know what, Jack? Maybe you can pull it up on Sport Track. Are the details available?
I gotta run up out of here in just a second, but
we can check.
Do is we can get over. Here it goes. You said Falcoholic tweeted too as well. He's also pretty good with the cap too as well. He said, given the Falcons' future cap constraints. What's up, Terry?
It's 81 million, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me bring this up over here with Falcoholic just posted last night. Big shout to the Falcoholic too. Let me reach out to the Falcoholic, see if we can get him on the channel too as well, right? Given the Falcons' future cap constraints, I guess would be that the Terrell extension is fairly front-loaded, unless the team has other imminent moves in mind. I really don't see anyone worth breaking the bank for at this stage. So might as well absorb as much as Terrell's contract this season as you can. Big shout to Kevin Knight from the Falcoholic. So it's being front loaded. I think the next move you do have to make honestly me a Terry's extension too as well. But you look at player moves, you probably have something left to go get a wide receiver.
Mm.
If you want a wide receiver, unless it's Chris Blair.
Hey man,
Xavier Howard.
I'm looking at, hey man, let's go with the youngins and let's go get Stephon Gilmore. And let's go
Stephon Gilmore is he went to Minnesota.
Oh, they did sign him.
Yeah,
oh,
10
right.
10 mil for 1 year.
Hunter Renfrow it is then. There you go.
Hunter Renfrow is available. Me and the wide receiver group, you still have about 4 or 5 wide receivers that's available. A couple of them are aging, but the ones that are still available, I don't know,
Are they distinct or are they aging? There's a difference. Like Sean Connery was that dude, man. He was distinguished, right? And I don't know. There's some other dudes that were just old. So are they? In other words, are they serviceable? Older dudes still capable to get it in, still capable to make it in.
I think Hunter Renfrow is decent.
Okay.
I think Hunter Renfrow is decent over here to come over here on a wide receiver 3-4 role, working a lot of snaps to where Kurt can get him the ball because Kurt is that type of quarterback, right? Okay. And of course, Hunter Renfrow, where he's been with the Raiders, hasn't been the greatest scene for him recently. But now, if he wants to get a new look,
maybe you get him for cheap because he didn't have a great year last year. So maybe you can capitalize on that. Get him for cheap. Get Raheem to coach him up. You're the best ever. Raheem has magical powers, man. Raheem has magical powers. You know what I mean? Like I have a conversation with Raheem and be like, yeah, Raheem, I can take on a 300-pound lineman. I want to be an offensive tackle for the Falcons. I can do it, Raheem. Let's go. Raheem will have you believe in that. You know what I mean?
Hunter Renfrow, his contract, Jesus. Well, I don't know if the Falcons want to make that type of move, but we'll see.
You probably could get him for cheap, is what I'm saying.
If you can get him for less than what you got Judon and the other guy for, yes, I would make that move. But if he's looking like old Julio days, then no.
I don't think he had a great year last year, and clearly nobody else has signed him. So again, you got Raheem. You also have the closer in AJ, because when AJ takes him to dinner, it's over, buddy. It's over. It's done. Okay, he's
Falcons fans, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. T Will, one time for the fan. Bodie 3000. Miss Carrie. Big shout out to everybody who's out here repping the Atlanta Falcons. We know we're gonna have a good time today. It's preseason football, so do not trip. Right? If the Falcons lose this game against the Jags, don't trip.
It doesn't matter.
It's preseason. Taylor's not Taylor. Penix is not in there. Kirk is not in there. Drake, all your big stars that's going to be ready for week 1 is not playing. So don't trip.
Okay, so don't trip. You know what I mean? If we win 50-0, it means nothing. If we lose, it means nothing. It's preseason.
Yeah. So we'll be back here Sunday night talking Falcons football at 8. Once again, thank you all, Atlanta Falcon fans. Oh, you definitely don't want to forget this. If you're watching, if you're listening right now, head over to Instagram. One time for the fan on Instagram. Hit the follow button. We're going to be posting a lot today from the bands. Behind the scenes stuff. All the cool stuff that you want to see. You can't see it on One Time for the Fan YouTube. Can't see it on One Time for the Fan Facebook. You can see it on One Time for the Fans Instagram page. Head over to IG. I keep telling y'all. Head on over to IG. Dixon Way said the Falcons win if no one is injured tonight. The comment of the day goes to the Dixon Way. Head on over to IG. One Time for the Fan. Give y'all some real behind the scenes exclusive access, some cool stuff that y'all get a chance to witness that goes down. There's a lot of people that can't make it to the Benz today. There's a lot of people that can't watch the game on TV. We'll show y'all stuff what's going on at Mercedes-Benz today. So big shout out to everybody that's tuned in today. Sunday night at 8. T-Will. We back, brother.
We outside.
Oh, I forgot. Rise up.